All right, how we doing, everybody? I do believe we are live. Let me know in the chat if you can see me there. Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. The co-main event is starting right now. So, do you have me? Am I live? Hope you're all well. And as opposed to being late like I normally am, I am a little bit early. So, there we go. What is up, Dan? How we doing, everybody? Let me just make my chat a little bit bigger so we can see it, you can hear me, and you have got me. Anyway, so co-main event's just about to start. Badu Jack versus who's his opponent? I was commentating the fights last night. Inga Mukabe. So let's have a look at this. Let's have a look here. Yeah, Inga Mukabe versus Badu Jack. Now, you would think the winner of this would go on to fight the winner of Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, because all Jake Paul talks about is, fighting real boxers and all the rest of it, which, of course, he is doing this time out with Tommy Fury. Granted, he's a novice, 6-0, hasn't fought good competition, but that's fine. That's what they all do. You're not supposed to fight good competition. But as we see here, Badu Jack, 27-3, fighting Ingu Makabe. Makabu, pardon me. Here they are in the ring right now. Where are you all in today? Where are you all watching this from? You all at home? Hold on, we've got a question here from Rod Goyette. Not a question, just a shout out, just a thank you, just a beer on Rod. Thank you, Roddy. How we doing? We got Paul up. Thank you, Ant, if that's you. Who wins so far? Tommy Fury, 64%. I don't know. I had Jake Paul winning this one. I had Jake Paul winning it, simply because I'm basing it all on Tommy Fury's last fight that I saw against Anthony Pretty Boy Taylor. Maybe that wasn't his last fight. Maybe that was just the fight that I saw last of his. But let's just have a look at Tommy Fury real quick. The knuckling up here. Hold on, Tommy Fury. Let's have a look. Oh no, he had one. He had one more win since. Anthony Taylor, unanimous decision. Then he beat Daniel Boykansky on points in round 6. Went to a decision again. So, all right. So what have we got here? We've got a question from Edgar. Big fan, Mike. What do you think of the script Mike Perry released of the Jake versus Tommy fight? I never saw that. I never saw that at all. Let's have a look. I'll give that a little Google right now. Whilst also live watching fights. So here we go. They're out in Abu Dhabi. By the way, it's a smaller ring tonight. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Typically, boxing rings are 20 foot by 20 foot. This one is 18 foot by 18 foot, which isn't overly unusual. I do believe at the MGM Grand, the Garden Arena, I believe that's where they do that. Hold on, got a call. Live right now. Call you back, mate. There we go. Sorry about that. So it's not unusually small. However, it is smaller. And I'm just wondering if that's because Tommy Fury has an 80-inch reach. What was I Googling a second ago? Mike Perry script. Script for Paul versus Fury. It probably comes up with nothing. Mike Perry and Dylan Dennis share script. Oh, what is this? Let's take a little look-see. Mike Perry. Dog, piss off, no thanks. Mike Perry and Dylan Dennis share script for Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury fight. Interesting. What does this mean? It's gathered momentum. Oh, come on. She's saying it's a fix or whatever. It ain't. Anyway, enough of that. Let's go back to the scene and go back to you guys' questions. And never mind that bloody nonsense. But no, Edgar, I haven't seen that, mate. Rose Bick, massive fan, Mike. Do you think Tyson really will disown Tommy if he loses? Well, that's the question, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's what he's saying. I don't know. I mean, you can't disown your brother because he lost a boxing match. I think he's just saying that for motivation, that adding it for hype, and it does hype it up. I mean, you're asking about it. People are talking about it. So it's not a bad idea. Badu Jack is in the gold shorts, but they've both got bloody gold on. They didn't think that one through. The junior is in the black and gold. Anyway, no, I don't. Listen, you're not going to disown your brother. I mean, you shouldn't disown your brother because you lose a boxing match. However, John Fury will disown him because no man alive can be a member of the Fury fighting family. He's a mental patient. And, of course, he's added extra pressure for Tommy Fury because, of course, if he loses, he gets no money now. He gets no money whatsoever, which I don't agree with. I think it's a stupid thing to do. Jake Paul's the promoter for this fight. Jake Paul's the promoter. So either way Jake Paul wins, is a co-promoter, I believe. So either way Jake Paul wins, and even if he loses, he still wins. But if Tommy Fury loses, he loses his $7 million. Not sure if you saw that. There are the purses. Tommy Fury gets $7 million. Jake Paul gets a whopping $25 million. So big money on the line there for both guys. I mean, come on. I mean, for Tommy Fury, was he 6-0, I believe? 7th fight, $7 million. Very, very good. He's a mental patient. Crypto Cram. Who's that? John Fury? Yes. Mike, am I illegally streaming? No, I'm on ESPN Plus, mate. I don't do that illegal streams. I'm a boomer, as you all like to call me. Well, thank you, Chips85. The John Fury impression just comes real easy to me. Will Fury is about to lose big time. Maybe, mate. Maybe. You know, it will be interesting. I don't know if Jake Paul's got it. Spam for Mike to do that John Fury impersonation. Lol, that was funny. Anyway, so what do we think? Let's have a look at that poll. It's disappeared now, but the majority of you have Tommy Fury winning. He's the younger guy, 23 versus 27, I think. Let's just double check that. Tommy Fury, yeah, I think he's 23 versus 27. Interestingly, Tommy has the way longer reach. We've got a poll up. Would you disown your brother if he lost to Jake Paul? Hell yeah, 40%. No, you wouldn't. Tommy Fury, let's have a look at this guy. I've got a little laptop streaming the fights, but it's right in front of my bloody monitor screen. So, Tommy Fury, 8-0. How old is he? Let's have a look. He's 23 years old, so he's just a baby. He's just a baby. 23 years old. He's a young man. This is a high-profile, high-pressure situation. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of pressure on Tommy here coming into this one. And all that stuff, obviously, he's carrying the Fury family name. He gets no money if he loses. Jake Paul's a way big star, and it feels like Tommy's been brought in to lose. So at 23 years old, being out in Dubai, being with this mega spotlight on this occasion, that is a tremendous amount of pressure. And pressure makes diamonds, as we know. But seriously, pressure, that can really minimize your fighting ability. You can get in your own head, and it will stop you from being the fighter that you are. You know, really limit your capabilities. Got a few super chats here. Someone's on the poll though. 38% would disown him. No, Jake is a good boxer. 39%. I'd disown my sister. 23%. Yeah, my sister doesn't really talk to me much. Shout out Shireen and Maxine, the pair of you. Hope you're all well. All right, we've got some little chats in here. 2:35 a.m. here in India, but never too late for Bisping. My bet on leg work of Tommy. My bet on leg work of Tommy. So you're saying what? He's going to use footwork and dance around? That would be a smart plan. Tommy's got an 80-inch reach. I think it's 80 versus 76. Now you got to remember, here's a key thing as well when people talk about reach advantages. Somebody putting this out recently, and I'll be honest, even as a guy that spent my entire life fighting, it was a revelation to me. The reach is measured on wingspan, fingertip to fingertip, to fit it in the camera. I'm making myself short and weird. So from there to there is 80 inches, but that's half because that's the wingspan. So it's 40 inches. So basically what I'm saying is the reach advantage is halved. So if it's 4 inches, it's a 2-inch reach advantage for Tommy Fury. But again, here, I'm not sure which one's Badu Jack and who's Makabu. Oh, Makabu's the one with Makabu on his shorts. So Badu Jack, definitely the one with the higher resume here. Taking the time in, nice little body shot. We'll go back to the chats because all we're interested in, really, let's be honest, is Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul, sadly. John Fury called and said that he wants you to play him in his documentary. Kenny, well, you tell John Fury that no man alive can play him in a documentary better than I can. I just have to put on about 100 pounds of fat and blubber, shave my head, and live in a caravan for a while. Not that there's anything wrong with living in a caravan. Far from it. Who is under most pressure here? Tommy Fury, 77% in the poll. I mean, that's without question, isn't it? That is without question. There's an end of the round there, but I didn't watch it. So let's have a look at the chats. Did you watch the fights last night? You're going with Fury, Derek Brown? Well, good luck, mate. Good luck. I hope you're right. I do. I think, and it's not fair on Jake Paul. I mean, I was going to say how the universe wants him to lose. I was going to say it's not fair, but it kind of is, because when you talk that much shit, when you're that cocky, you know, you got to pay the price. You know what I mean? Some people will love it. Of course, Jake Paul has a tremendous amount of fans, very, very loyal fans. And some people are going to hate it and want you to lose. Hold on. Love you, bro. Call you back after the fight. Yeah, sorry about that. No more phone interactions. I apologise. On a live stream. How very, very rude of me. And we've got 5,000 of you people on here as well, so well done to you all for tuning in. Appreciate it. So, let's have a look at some of these chats. No man alive! Cole Frock should fight the winner. Yeah, that's right. Cole Frock and Jake Paul have been going back and forth. For Jake Paul being the boxer, talking crap about everyone, he should have a little bit more respect for some of the people that paved the way for him. Of course, boxing's been around for centuries, you know, so you can't put that down to one man. But, you know, Cole Froch is a legitimate world-class boxer who had a hell of a career, multiple-time world champion. So a little bit more respect, because he's going out saying, I'm earning more than you made in your entire career in one fight, which is Jake Paul's go-to. And again, that's probably another reason why people want him to lose, because people don't like that. But still, what's this? Charles St. John. What do I think of the WBC belt that was made for the fight and will also get a ranked number? What was the WBC belt? Because there's no world championship on the line. I mean, I guess it's when McGregor fought Mayweather, they made the money belt. You know, which is cool because it makes it a bit more interesting. Just moving to the centre. Makes it a bit more interesting for the fans and the casuals. But I don't think either man should get a ranking based upon this. And that's not me being a hater. These guys are novice boxers. And this will be the first time Jake Paul's fought a boxer. And I know I sound like a broken record when I say that. But it is correct. Hold on, we've got a new member. It doesn't let me cuss. I'm sorry, Chris Williamson. It doesn't. And it doesn't let me swear either. YouTube has gone full on namby-pamby. Bisping, salutations from the Bay Area. Thank you for everything you do for MMA and the fighting community. Let's see a fantastic bout between Fury and Paul. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I do want to see a good fight, you know. We all want to see a good fight, especially when I just pay for that bloody stream. George Woodward says, what have I missed, mate? Just nipped upstairs to squeeze out a turnout. A little bit too much information there, George. Not interested in your bathroom habits. Although some people do like to talk about that stuff, don't they? Not me. Not interested. And certainly Rebecca Bisping does not want to hear that either. So we're going to skim past that one, George, and you haven't missed much. I've just tuned in. I haven't seen any of the undercard. Badu Jack's on right now against Makabu. But I'm talking to you guys, not really paying too much attention. But it seems kind of lackluster. Neither man really throwing with any bad intentions or speed. Anyway, New World can't swear. Yeah, you're right, Jason Jackson. It is bloody ridiculous. It just is. Come on. The world needs to toughen up. Tyler Purcell, big shout out. Okay. Love from Egypt. Or shout out to all the Egypt crew. Hassan Islam. Hope you're well out there. Hey from New Zealand. Originally from Manchester. Well, Jonathan Lyon. I bet you're loving life down in Manchester, mate. Last night in the UFC, while we wait, we had a great fight in the main event with Brendan Allen versus Andre Muniz. However, that wasn't the main event. The main event was supposed to be Ryan Spann taking on Nikita Krylov. Sadly, did I see all the leaked script? I didn't. All right, I'm going to have to look at this leaked script thing. Let's have a look. Oh, there's Mike Tyson in the crowd. Mike Perry, leaked script. Let's have a look at this. Hold on. Let's try and make it a bit bigger so I can see it. Control, boom, 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 boom. The fighters, what's this here? Ring walks Jake Paul, round one, the fight start off cute. I mean, all right, so this is like a script about the fight. Where has Mike Perry got this from? You know, if you're all talking about this being legitimate, I think you're kind of off the mark there. I refuse to believe that Mike Perry has got hold of such a document, such a sensitive document. There's just no way. There's just no way. Mike Tyson there in the ring. Jake Paul said he could knock out Mike Tyson. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? You know, I mean, again, the disrespect. Who's under the most pressure? Yeah, Tommy, 73%. I'll end that poll there. Yeah, so again, I was talking about Cole Frock and how Tommy should maybe have a bit more respect for the boxers that paved the way for his career. When you're talking about somebody like Iron Mike Tyson is bloody... Oh, the funniest thing about the script is that it's round 8, lol. Is this scheduled for 6 rounds? No, it's scheduled for 8. Anyway, I was talking about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's bloody in his mid-50s to late 50s, I think. You know, you shouldn't talk about someone like that and say, yeah, I'd knock him out, you know. You'd say, Mike Tyson is a legend, I'm not going to go there. You know, but he's an old dude now, and he was the baddest man on the bloody planet for a while. Courtney Purcell says, Mike Perry's got CTE, why believe him? Oh, it's a good chance of that. There's a few fighters knocking about with CTE. You see them on Instagram at the minute, my God. Some of the conspiracy theories and the talk of demons and the devil and all kinds of stuff is bloody mind-blowing that you see these days. It's crazy. Jake has a chance. You're right. Jake does have a really good chance. I think Jake wins this. I do. And again, I didn't see Tommy's last fight. I saw his one against Anthony Taylor. And I wasn't impressed. Prior to that, I saw a couple of his performances and I thought he looked sensational. But the people that he bought had really, really losing records. And I'll say it again, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong. At the start of your career, you're supposed to fight people with those kind of records. That's how you build your career. That's how you build confidence, you know. But when he went up against Anthony Taylor, he looked kind of bad. He won a decision, but it wasn't good. El Sueno Colombiano says, Saludos de Colombia, big fan, love the content. Well, shout out down there in Colombia. Might be coming down to Colombia soon, actually. Right. Hi, Mike. Big fan. Can you please say, follow Aiden Kerr 33? I just did. Aiden Kerr 33. Give the man a follow. Right, we're going to go to some proper chats. Would I accept these type of entertainment fights? King of the Forest wants to know. Well, Jake Paul reached out to me a while ago. Reached out to my management about me actually fighting the guy. And shout out to all 7,000 of you that are on this stream. I think that's a new record for sure. And we will get Rebecca to join as well after the fight, because I want to talk about the fight. Yeah, so Jake Paul reached out to me or to my management and wanted to know if I'd fight him. So I said yes, and I counted with the amount of money. And funnily enough, we never, ever heard back from him ever again. Now, I'll be honest, I wasn't really going to fight the guy. I was just interested to see what he'd do. And then, don't get me wrong, if the money's big enough, then I probably would have done. But the reality is that with my good eye, which is already kind of compromised, it's just not worth it. And I've been there, done it, got the T-shirt. That's why it was really sad to see Anderson Silva lose to him and taint his legacy, you know. Peter Vaughan says, hey, mate, what do you think about MMA fighters? Why do I think MMA fighters struggle against boxers when there are less weapons to worry about? Shout out from Australia. Well, Peter Vaughan, the reality is, and Badou Jack just dropped his opponent, by the way. Let's have a look at it. Left hook catches the back of the head. Right hook puts him down. Was that Makabu? Yeah. Makabu hit the deck. Nice shot there from Badou Jack. The reason MMA fighters, and they don't struggle with boxers, not all of them. I wouldn't struggle with the boxer, and there's a lot of fighters out there that wouldn't struggle with the boxer. And Anderson Silva, when he's not almost 50 years old, wouldn't struggle with the boxer. Remember, a long time ago, he was going to fight Roy Jones Jr. When Roy Jones Jr. was more what he was, he's still a formidable guy. And when Anderson Silva was in his prime, Jake Paul's picking up old retired boxers, MMA fighters like Ben Askren, who was never a striker, like Tyron Woodley, who did have a powerful right hand but wasn't really a striker. And with respect to Tyron, the fire had gone out. Tyron Woodley's last 4 or 5 fights, I think it was 4 in the UFC, he never really showed up. And that's what he did in the Jake Paul fight as well. They both stood at each other and took pictures, and then Jake Paul landed that right hand. But on another note, Peter, to answer your question, there is less things to worry about, but that also means that you focus less on boxing. Yes, you're not worried about kicks, knees, elbows, takedowns, jiu-jitsu, but you are also focusing on kicks, elbows, knees, takedowns, jiu-jitsu. Wrestling and jiu-jitsu takes up a massive amount of the time, a massive amount of the preparation of martial arts training. So you're not just working on your hands all day, every day. That's what boxers do. So generally they will have an advantage because of that. So there you go. I hope you understand that. When does the fight start? I believe the fight starts right after this. There'll probably be a massive long intermission thingy bobby, to drag it out, to give us a few adverts, to sell us some crap. The new script's being rehearsed last minute. Anyway, let's have a look here. We've got some chats. My lovely girlfriend Janelle and I are attending UFC San Antonio and would love the chance to get a picture. Would that be possible? Well, David, if I'm there and you see me, please shout out. It's me, David, and Janelle from the YouTube Live. Give us a picture, and I will. I'll be there commentating. That is Chito Vera, Marlon Chito Vera versus Corey Sandhagen. Tremendous fight. My first time in San Antonio as well, so I've never been there. I hear it's lovely. I hear there's a nice river walk or something. So you might be able to see me running down there on a daily basis, so you might want to catch me there. Yeah, Pez Python says boxing always drags it out. It does. They drag it out big time. Makabu, struggling to find the mark here. Putting on some good pressure, though, against Badu here. Jack pivots off out of the corner nicely. Hello to Vienna. Mike, what do you think about Jose Aldo boxing Jeremy Stephens? I love it. I think that's a great fight. Jose Aldo versus Jeremy Stephens did fight, though, in the UFC. And it was boxing for Jose Aldo that got the job done. If you remember that fight, it was a beautiful body shot and then a series of ground and pound. But it was the body shot that really dropped Jeremy. And I think he landed a few as well. So, yeah. But I'd like to see it in a boxing ring, of course. But I think we know the answer. But Jeremy Stephens is a dog. He's a tough guy. No quitting him. So it'll be entertaining. Jeremy Stephens always shows up. Sid Dave says, in a street fight with no outside interference. I think I'm going to have a beer, guys. I'm drinking Barocca there. Can you... Hey, Rebecca! In a street fight with no outside interference, will you always favour MMA fighter over a boxer? I think MMA strikers should box each other, not boxers. Well, yeah, in a street fighting situation, I would take an MMA guy over a boxer all day, every day. But it all depends. Is that MMA? Would you grab us a Sapporo and come and join us? There's almost 8,000 people. You're being requested, but not right now. Just bring us... Well, bring us the beer. She's doing laundry. Thank God we get to watch the fight in peace, guys. Yeah, listen, an MMA guy should be able to grapple him, should be able to kick him, should be able to take him down, clinch him, submit him, control him on the ground, whatever. But if you stand with bare fists on, the boxer might connect. Like I remember a long, long time ago, back in my DJ days, there was this, and it was a gypsy. Yeah, do as a glass, babe. Do as a glass, because I'm refined and classy. I drink my beer out of a glassy. No, he was a gypsy as well. And he was a badass boxer, apparently. And he was also a bit of a very, very violent, organised criminal. And, apparently he was going to get me. I was like, well, fucking bring it on, dickhead. If you're going to do that, I'll just double leg you and elbow the crap out of you. Never happened, though. Anyway, side note, tangent. Gone off on one. What else do we have? Go hit the like button. Yeah, please do. Am I showing the fight? Well, that will get me taken down. Mike, San Antonio is my hometown. Please get some authentic Mexican food while you're there. Also drop by the Pearl if I get a chance. I'm going to do both. No women. This is serious business. Do you want to just say hi to everyone real quick? Just stick your face in, though. There's almost 8,000 people, babe.
Hello.
You'll be coming back later.
What did I say? No women, this is serious
business? They said, no women, this is serious business.
I'm very serious.
Yes, very annoying as well. It's a joke. 'Tis but a joke, babe. But we've got serious business going down in the ring. But you're going to come back and give post-fight analysis afterwards, aren't you?
So much analysis.
Stand by for the post-fight analysis from Rebecca Bisping. That will be something else. She'll talk about the reach advantage. She'll talk about the footwork of Tommy Fury. We'll talk about no man alive can beat a member of the Fury family. She is hot, whoever said that. Thank you. Okay, let's have a proper discussion. Let's have a proper discussion. Nice haircut, Rebecca. Yes, she cut the hair short. That's not a proper discussion. Cheers, everybody, wherever you are in the world. Let me know in the chat, South African security guy from the Arnolds. Oh, hello, mate. What's up, Vince? Let me know in the chat where you are in the world. I always like to see that. Okay, Scott Curry says, why was it when Jones got busted for performance-enhancing drugs, it was a no contest instead of a disqualification? I went through this the other day, so I'm not sure which one you're referring to. I know he tested positive for cocaine on one. In fact, let's have a look at John Jones's wiki. There we go. Talking about John Jones, I mean, he's coming back next week. I said on the air last night on the UFC that he's probably the GOAT, and I'm getting a lot of grief on Twitter for that. But he probably is. Listen, and a lot of people came out and said, well, Khabib Nurmagomedov will have something to say about that. And it's like, listen, Khabib's a legend. Khabib's incredible. Khabib is certainly in the discussion. But Khabib really stepped up to the elite level competition when he fought probably Michael Johnson, but Conor, Dustin, and Justin. And listen, it was amazing. It was 29-0. There's absolutely no discrediting to him at all. But I just think when you look at John Jones, 26-1, should be 27-0. And the people that he did and the way he beat them and the length. I mean, look at this. There's that one loss to disqualification. All right, so you were talking about a no contest. Let's have a look. Where is there a no contest? Daniel Cormier. Yeah. I mean, it was over generally. Okay, so what you're talking about there, I get it. Yeah. So there was a no contest because there it is. Daniel Cormier, he tested positive. Picograms. He tested positive, didn't he? So, and that's just generally what they do. They can't say the fight was a win because Daniel Cormier, sadly, and I don't like saying this, but he got knocked out. So they can't give him a win. They make it a no contest. They don't put a loss on Daniel Cormier's record. They make it a no contest. And John Jones doesn't get a win. So it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Because it's not a win for Daniel Cormier, but it's not a win for John Jones because he's not eligible to win. Does that make sense? I hope it does. We've got more members coming in. Big Bill Rogers. Big Bill, welcome to the club, buddy. Is Mike right? Is John Jones the GOAT? 63% of you say yes. Well, 63% of you are probably smart. I mean, don't get me wrong. We've got Anderson Silva. We've got George St. Pierre. And, of course, we've got Khabib Nurmagomedov as well. They certainly deserve to be in that conversation, 100%. You know, maybe it's recency bias. Maybe it's because I'm excited for Jones coming back. But if Jones can come back and become a two-weight division champ, if he can beat Cyril Gane and certainly defend the belt at heavyweight, I think that chapter's closed. That conversation is closed. Of course, the asterisk is the performance-enhancing drugs. And Anderson Silva's had history with that as well. George St. Pierre hasn't. So does that put George to the top? That means the person that beat me for my belt is the greatest of all time. Makes my loss a little better. I'm going to end the poll. Jones is the GOAT, 63%. Thank you, Anthony Evans. By the way, Anthony Evans, my channel manager. John Brannigan is my editor on the channel. Just want to give them a shout out. He's out in Scotland, Ant's in Vegas. And shout out to all 9,000 of you almost on this live stream. We're still waiting for this fight to go. We've got 12 rounds of the co-main event. We're in round 7 right now. Oh, dear. Went for that church bell haircut, someone says about my wife. That's insulting. We've got more members coming in like bloody crazy. Shout out to Bill Rogers, did that one. Shout out to Daniel Fogarty, welcome. And we got super chats. If Jones beats Gane, do you think the UFC will be more inclined to pay Francis the money he's asking for? Well, Francis Ngannou right now. Francis Ngannou is getting a lot of offers, isn't he? A lot of offers. Let's have a look here. Hold on, not that one. He's getting a lot of offers indeed. You know, Jesus. There we go, delete. Francis. It's always a tricky one to spell, isn't it? But I think Google gets the idea. He's got offers from Deontay Wilder. Apparently there's talks from Anthony Joshua as well. There's talks with Tyson Fury. He called him out. Former UFC heavyweight world champ Francis Ngannou is demanding $24 million to make his boxing debut. I mean, that's a lot of dough. that's a lot of dough, certainly for a first-time boxer. But when you look at the cachet of the event, he could claim to be the UFC champ, which he was. He walked away. So there's a massive crossover appeal. So he's demanding $24 million. I hope he gets it. I hope he gets it. I really do. Little Barocca there. Little vitamin C. Keep the immune system pumping. Yeah, so, the question was, will Dana pay him more? Maybe when he makes some money from boxing, maybe he's not going to be interested in that anymore. Maybe he's made his money and left his mark on the sport, became the UFC champ, and they made a fortune out of boxing. Does he still need to fight? I think Francis he's mid to late 30s. Anyway, thing that gets me with these type of fights, and this is Alan Miller in the chat, in the super chat, thank you very much, says that with these type of fights, is there probably loads of amateurs around the world that would smash both of these guys. Mate, there is amateur boxers all over the planet that would destroy these two. That's why Eddie Hearn, if you remember, I forget who it was, but Eddie Hearn said, I'll give you a fight. And it was a boxer that was 0-1 or 0-2. Sorry, 2-0 or 1-0. And he was an Olympic champion. Jake Paul went very quiet on that one. And I kind of get it as well, because nobody really has heard of the other guy. And the only draw would be Jake Paul, but he would have gotten beat. He would have got beat for sure. Anyway, and both haven't worked hard enough for a world ranking. Never mind the belt. Well, they haven't. If they get a world ranking on the back of this, shame on the boxing community or the people that make the rankings or the WBC, because they do not deserve a ranking by beating someone that's 6-0 or 8-0. So you're absolutely right there, Alan. We've got a lot of super chats coming in. What do I think about, how do I think Brock Lesnar would fare in the UFC these days? He'd probably do all right. He came out here with little to no MMA training. He became champion of the world. He's getting older, but he'll do all right. Watching from Stretford, Manchester. Shout out, Stretford. Big love, champ. Still on the bay from the Man United game, waiting for Tommy to KO Jake. Hey, listen. Shout out Manchester. Shout out Stretford. And shout out all the Tommy Fury fans out there that really want to see him come out there and get a big knockout victory and put the Fury family name on the top of boxing like it should be, because he bloody no man alive. I got to stop saying that. Yeah, we all want it. We all want it. Jake Paul came at me. I'm not going to release the DMs, but we went back and forth. We went back and forth for quite a while. He was chatting a bunch of shit at me on Twitter, calling me a bum, calling me a one-eyed asshole, calling me a loser, saying you're just mad because I never made the money that he did. I'm very happy with my lot in life. I don't compare myself to other people. I'm very happy. So we went back and forth, and I gave him a couple of little insults. And then in the end, I just went, look, listen, Jake, I don't know you. I've got nothing against you. I talk about fights. That's what I do. That's what I do on my YouTube channel. That's how I make a living now. I'm a former fighter. Now I'm a pundit or an analyst or a commentator, whatever you want to call it. I said, and all I've ever said, I've never said anything about you personally. I don't know you. I've just said that you're yet to fight a boxer, which is a little frustrating, and then he kind of lowered his tone a little bit, and he said, listen, I'm just trying to make my way in the world and yada, yada, yada. And we ended it on a good note. We did. But he came out the gates very hot, talking a lot of smack. Anyway, Richie Bailey says, do I think that Stipe Miocic will return now that John Jones is coming back to the heavyweight division? I hope so. And that should be the next fight. I made a mistake recently. I said the winner of Sergey Pavlovich and Curtis Blades would be next for the belt. And at that moment in time, I just forgotten about Stipe Miocic, which is crazy because he is the most successful champion on paper the UFC's ever had. So he should get the next shot. And Stipe Miocic is not the striker that Cyril Gane is, but he's a much more well-rounded threat. Excuse me. And Stipe Miocic's got knockout power, don't get me wrong, but he's not as fancy on the feet. He's not as light. He doesn't bounce. He doesn't move as well. He might not be as quick, and he doesn't have the varied attack that Cyril Gane does. However, he's a formidable fighter and the greatest heavyweight that we've seen on paper. So that should be the next fight, and I do believe, Richie Bailey, that will be the one. I can't imagine that the UFC aren't going to try and make that. They try and make the fights that everyone wants to see. We know that. That's why the UFC is so popular. That's why we saw a couple of weeks ago Alexander Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev. Pound for pound number 1 versus pound for pound number 2. Even though I said John Jones is pound for pound number 1. But you get what I'm saying in the rankings. Lovely little Sapporo there. All right, what have we got? Alan Miller. Oh, we did that one, mate. Did that one already, pal. So, okay. Celebrate the first super chat from Alan Miller. Presley Joyce, shout out. We got Vinyesh Joshi. He's another member. We've just got double knockout. Well, that would be something, wouldn't it? Did we see that thing of Tommy Fury in the nightclub? That was hilarious, weren't it? He was definitely on ecstasy, without a shadow of a doubt. Let's see if we can find it and we'll put it on because it's funny. Tommy Fury in nightclub high. See what that brings up. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Hey, it's all. God bless him. He's enjoying himself. He's a young man. Look at that. Top off. Beating the chest. All the crowd's going crazy. Oh, yeah. Go on, lad. Go on. Oh, look at that. Brilliant. And he's like, give it me. Hey, as I say, he's a young man getting a lot of attention. And who cares? A couple of experimental drugs here and there. He's far from a drug addict or anything like that. Let's go back to that. Poor old Tommy. Sorry about that, mate. Go back to the chat. Burnley lad here. Shout out Burnley. I hope Tommy wins. Your John Fury impression is spot on. Please give me a shout out. Dan's Random Channel. Burnley till I die. Dan's Random Channel. If you're interested, give him a sub. I think Tommy wins by knockout. He can box. And no one wants to admit that. Well, he can box. And there was some footage the other day. Oh, my God. It was hilarious. I've got to bring it up. I've got to try and bring it up. So it shows Tommy Fury like 5 years ago, snapping jabs, looking good, and then it cuts to Tommy Fury. Sorry, to Jake Paul, what am I saying? And he's like doing rather fruity little dances, like a little TikToker. Let's have a look. I'll bring up my Instagram, it's on there. Come on, we just want to get to the main event. Mike Bisping, Instagram and photos. Hold on, where is it? Oh, no, I put it on my story. But it was funny. Hold on. Tommy Fury, boxing, Jake Paul, dancing. See if that brings anything up. Oh, Jake Paul, no. Oh, this is all just new stuff. No. Anyway, whatever. Forget it. Can't find it. I'm useless. We know this. Hi from Melbourne, Australia. Love your work. What's up, Brad? Shout out Australia. Was just down there for the fight. Great place. Great country. Amazing people. Had a great time down the wineries. Someone just goes, Bisping's drunk already. Trust me. Mate, 3 sips of a Sapporo does not get a guy like me drunk. At all. So what round are we in here? We all just want the main event to start. Jake Paul's on steroids. Do I think that? No. Everybody just assumes that people take steroids, you know, and they do. A lot of people, a lot of fighters, certainly back in the days, in the early days of the UFC. I saw yesterday, Chael Sonnen came out. I saw the tweet yesterday anyway. But Sonnen came out recently and said that everybody was taking steroids. And I had to respond and said, well, I wasn't. And that's a goddamn fact. I never did. And I was very ignorant to it all. I assumed that everybody was on the same kind of moral compass that I was using because I never used steroids. And we've got 10,000 people watching. Shout out to every single one of you. If you haven't subscribed and rung the bell, please do so, lads. Lads, ladies, boys, girls. But yeah, Chael, I think Chael was saying that everyone was on steroids because he clearly was on steroids. I think he got busted multiple times. So that kind of like softens the blow, doesn't it? If he just says, oh, everyone's on them. I'm just the one that got caught, you know, but not everyone was on them. Anyway, we've got members. Matty Wilson, shout out to you, brother. Vinyeshi Joshi, we did that one. All right, hold on. I want to bet against Fruity Boy, Jake Paul, but I don't bet boxing. Have I got any recommendations? Well, it's one of those, and that's why this fight's kind of interesting. And I said this on my podcast the other day, Believe You Me, episode dropping tomorrow. If you haven't seen that yet, check it out. Believe You Me, it's on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast, guys. I'm interested in this. That's why I'm doing this, because it's kind of almost become a cultural phenomenon, hasn't it? Jake Paul's definitely captured the imagination of the world, and people are talking about him and they're interested. And I'm interested to see how far he can go until he starts fighting real boxers. And then does it come crashing down, or does he live up to the hype of what he said? But I don't care realistically whether he wins or loses. I'm not emotionally invested. I haven't followed his career from a fan perspective. I followed it with one eye, literally one eye, on it, going, this is all a bit of a joke. But it's growing in momentum all the time. So shout out to him and his management team, because they're doing a tremendous job in that regard. Now, in terms of bets, I don't know. You see Jake in the ring, he can clearly punch. He can knock people out. We've seen that. He knocks a lot of people out. He knocked out Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley, I said the fire had gone. You never saw a lot of output from him. But he always had a chin. He wasn't getting knocked out left, right, and centre. Jake Paul flatlined him, face planted him, put him out. Before that, Ben Askren face planted him. Before that, Nate Robinson face planted him. I've never face planted anyone in my life. I mean, on the street when I was a kid, but in professional competition, I've never done that. You know, so you can't deny the man can punch. And then when you see him on the pads, he's definitely got rhythm. He's got footwork. He's got speed. He's got accuracy, and he's got coordination. So he's a talented boxer, and he's trying to get better, and he's putting the work in. So that I respect. But he's yet to fight an actual boxer. So that's why this is so interesting. Because he's fighting someone his own size. And I've said this a million times, but this is what people forget. It's the first time he's fought someone his own size. And Tommy's actually a little bigger. First time he's fought somebody in his prime. And it's the first time fighting a boxer. Not an old guy. Anderson, love Anderson. Anderson's a legend of the highest degree. I have so much respect for the man. And fighting him and getting a win over him is one of the highlights of my career. And personally, when I look back on my career, that is one of the highlights for sure, you know, and I'm very proud of that. So I'm not going to diminish him, but the man was almost 50 and he was a shadow of himself. And he was getting knocked out off Uriah Hall in his final fight. You know, he was losing fights he shouldn't have lost. I fought him just after he lost to Chris Weidman, okay? And if you think that he wasn't in his prime, I had one goddamn eye as well, so shut up. So anyway, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know where to tell you to bet your money, guys. All right, MC Turtle says, MC Turtle, I like that one. Brap, brap. Hey, Bisping, been trying to gain weight for a few years. Started out at 120 pounds, but now I'm stuck at 150 pounds. Do I have any tips out there? Well, we're filling time waiting for Jake Paul and Tommy Fury to make the walk. So, well, taking steroids will definitely help. No, what you want to do, mate, you want to up your calories. You've got to up your calories. You know, but you want to take on good calories. You know, you're not just eating shit. Otherwise, you're just going to end up fat. You're going to end up with clogged arteries. You're going to be unhealthy. You're not going to look good. Your complexion, your skin's all going to be awful. You're going to be a fat, greasy mess. You want to take in good calories, lots of carbs, lots of refined carbs, brown rice, things like that. Lift weights, of course, hypertrophy weights. When you're lifting weights for strength, it's minimum 8 reps. Maximum 8 reps. Anything over that, you get hypertrophy. You get that pump. You start tearing the muscle fibers. That's why you get sore. When you tear the muscle fibers down, it's painful. And then with the correct nutrients, when it grows back a little bigger. That's how you get bigger. They call it hypertrophy. So 12 sets, 12 reps per set, you'll get strength and you'll get hypertrophy. Anything over 15, realistically, you're not going to get size because that comes into more toning, you know, more cardiovascular. So around 12 reps and just eat loads of food, mate. Or do what a lot of fighters do. Get on the old steroids. Get on the Vitor Belfort diet. Vitor Belfort will give you great advice on how to get big. If you've got a good doctor, if you've got a shady arsehole in Miami that will give you all the steroids in the world, stick them in your ass, off your pop, off to the races, and then spout about Jesus to everybody. Spout about Jesus to everybody. That's all you got to do. Loads of steroids, talk about the Bible, okay? Talk about how God made man, but then alter your man-made physique and stick loads of steroids in your ass. I love going on a Vitor Belfort rant. Anyway, good luck to you, MC Turtle. Loads of chats coming in. Bisping, are you aware that Hooker versus Poirier at one point you yelled out what sounded exactly like, "Piss is incredible"? This is now something me and my friends say when we're excited, out of respect for the count. Well, thank you, Muzz, whatever. No, it was "this is incredible," because Dan Hooker versus Dustin Poirier, if you haven't seen that fight, was incredible. But geez Louise, Badou Jack coming on with a beautiful combination there. So he's really letting it go. I think he's in round 11 of 12. This is what I was saying before. It didn't seem to have an urgency, but now he's really letting go with a bit of fire. And apparently Badou Jack, if he gets the win, might be the next opponent for Jake Paul, if Jake Paul wins. Never going to happen. That's what they're saying, though. But Piss is incredible. Piss is incredible. If you ask Lyoto Machida, do you know who the fighter Lyoto Machida is? And a lot of people do this. Have you ever drank your own piss, guys? I think people do it to survive. Drinking own urine, MMA. Lyoto Machida revealed that he and his father both drink their own urine every morning. And yesterday, Lyoto's dad proved it during an interview in Montreal. Lyoto's father, Yoshida, said that drinking your own urine helps clean out your system. Well, God bless him. I could think of better ways and smoother ways and tastier ways to do that. We've got a poll, and the poll is, what's the poll? Oh, come on, don't do this to me. We're freezing up. There we go. What percent of fighters do we think are on steroids? 40% of you say that, 40% of fighters are on steroids. 40% of you think that fighters are on steroids. All right. Well, some people are. Reality is a lot of testing now. I mean, it's human nature. People, especially when there's money, there's Deontay Wilder in the crowd filming it. Anytime, tell me what you think of this. Anytime anybody goes to Abu Dhabi or Dubai or anywhere like that, they dress up in like the formal attire, don't they? You know what I'm talking about. They dress up like an Arab. Formal Arab dress, Deontay Wilder. Nah, didn't come up with anything. But they do. They dress up like they're from, they're from there. Now, well, that's bringing up formal Arab dresses for women. But yeah, I don't know. Just wear what you normally wear. I don't know. I mean, I get it. It looks cool, and I guess they're getting culturally aligned with their environment, which is nice. I guess maybe it's a sign of respect. If it is, great. If it's not, then shut up, Bisping, and move on and end poll. We're ending the poll. 40% of you say that fighters are on steroids. That's high. I mean, we've got the United States Anti-Doping Association. Badou Jack just declared the winner there. Mike Tyson loving that. He's enjoying himself. Yeah, Badou Jack. There it is. He is the winner via decision, I think it was. I didn't see. Maybe I missed that one. But we've got 11,000 people of you on here, so thanks you all for being here. So now it should be time for the co-main event. Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul. We've probably got a fair bit of ads and stuff and hoo-ha to get through. Brant Angove, welcome to the club, mate. You are an achiever. Exclusive members-only content coming out this week. Hold on. Hey, Mike, just wondering how I got such great cardio. A resting BPM of 35 is crazy good. I'm having amateur MMA fights myself and would love to be that fit. Well, thank you, Kieran. Appreciate that, buddy. Hold on, let's have a look. Was it a decision stoppage? I'll answer that in just a second. Oh, that was a right hand there from Badou Jack. Oh, he wobbled him there. Coming on strong. Uppercut, left hook, right hook. Oh, and the referee stepped in and stopped it. Oh, I missed that. Nice. Nice. Good stoppage. I mean, the referee could have let it go a little bit because, you know, they were in the 11th round and it wasn't that bad of an onslaught. And he stayed on his feet. He didn't go down. Good uppercut, left hook, right hand, left hook. That got through. He's defending a bit. The hands are up. Referee steps in. Hey, safety first. Safety first. Well, while we just wait for Jake Paul, while we just wait for him and Tommy to make the walk, and then I'll focus on that. Yeah, listen, in a fight, conditioning is so crucial. It is one of the most crucial things. Obviously, you've got to have the skill, you've got to have the temperament, you've got to have the ability, you've got to have the mind to deal with the pressure. There's a lot of things you need. But when you all have that and it's all even, the man with the better cardio is going to win. You know, and I was never the strongest. I was never the most explosive. I was very mentally up for the fight. But my cardio was always something that I held dear to me because I remember I got tired in a kickboxing fight when I was younger. I was very arrogant. I never trained. I just knocked everyone out in the past. And I thought I'd do the same thing. I didn't get the knockout. And for 4 rounds, I tried to get the knockout. And then for the next 4 rounds, I was absolutely exhausted. I could hardly hold my hands up. And I was a punch bag for 4 rounds. And when you're in the ring, it's the loneliest place in the world. I always say it. You can't hide. You haven't got a teammate to pass the ball to and let them do the work. It's you, your opponent, and the referee. And if you are tired, it is the worst place in the world to be. It's horrible. Being in a fight when you can hardly breathe, your legs feel like jelly, you can hardly stand, but you're eating shots as well. It's horrible, and I learned that lesson the hard way. So because of that, I always put such an emphasis on my cardio. And then with that cardio, you can actually weaponize it. You know, you can push such a pace that your opponent starts to tire. And when your opponent tires, then they make mistakes. And when they make a mistake, that's when you can then go for the finish. And how did I do that? How did I get in such good shape? Because I did have 34, it was. And even still now when I go to the doctor, I had a back procedure recently. I always keep an eye on my heart rate. It was about 51. I mean, if I breathed, it got like into like 48. I was happy with that. But just lots of hard work, lots of running. I did everything to intensity. I generally overtrained. All right, we've got 11,500 people on the stream. By far a record. So thanks for all being here. And I'm waffling on. We're just trying to fill time until Jake Paul makes the walk. But there's Badu Jack celebrating. Winner by TKO. Oh, it was round 12. It was the final round. Wow, I missed that. It was the final round. Ben Targov, we did that one. Bobby Wincott, welcome to the club, mate. What do I think about the leaked script, Ryan Buckley? I took a quick look at it a moment ago on the stream. I think it's stupid. I don't think that's a leaked script. I mean, come on, it's easy to forge a document like that and put it out there and just make it seem to undermine the entire occasion. Let's just imagine that this was a fixed fight. Do you think they're going to do a script like that? Do you think they're going to write a script out? They're going to type it out on a computer, then email it around? No. It's like in a lot of the old gangster boxing movies. You go down in 4, Tommy. In the 4th round, you hit the deck. Okay? See? Right? You don't write a goddamn script. I mean, I don't know. I've got no expertise when it comes to fixing fights. But anyone with an ounce of intelligence would assume that that wouldn't be the way to do it. All right, Richard Solis says, to be the best fighter in UFC history, Michael Bisping always fights the best. The reason I became a UFC fan. Thank you, Richard Solis. I was always trying to fight the best. Obviously, you don't get a chance to fight the best until you work your way up. But I always wanted the toughest competition I could find. Contrary to popular belief, because there's some people out there said I was ducking people, etc., which I never did. Red Corner, thanks for that, buddy. Appreciate you, mate. Richard Solis, we did that one. Just going through some of these chats, super chats, before we get down to the fight. Oh, Mike, this is a good one. Why did the Tales of the Octagon tour in Brisbane get cancelled last year? Ticket Tech never gave a reason why. I was so keen to meet you. There's Badu Jack celebrating there with his nice shiny WBC belt on. The reason being I had to cancel the tour. And again, some of you didn't tune in for this, so apologies. We'll be on the main event pretty soon. The reason I cancelled the tour was because I did a movie last year in Bulgaria, Red Sonja. That'll be out later this year. And I was away for almost 10 weeks. And it actually, number one, it conflicted. The times overlapped a little bit. But I was away for 10 weeks and I felt like an absent father, and I've got to put my family first. And then with, they clashed anyway. The times clashed. The movie was supposed to go in, June. Then it got pushed back to July. Then it got pushed back to August. So I didn't get back until the end of October. And so I missed the first half of the tour. I could have done the last half, but I had to tell them in advance that we had to postpone. So later this year, I am doing a 2-date tour, if you will. I'm doing a show in London and I'm doing one in Manchester. And then probably the next year, I'll come back down under and get that done. Because a lot of people were disappointed, and I hate to do that. So keep an eye out for that one. Anyway, more chats. Let's have a listen to this guy real quick, see what he's saying. Well, the oldest cruiserweight champion of all time. That's nice. John, let me know, by the way, if I play a little bit of the audio from the commentary or the walks or whatnot. Will that get me demonetized? So, yeah, anyway, there we go. Brent Angov, always enjoy listening to your fights. If you can comment, what are my thoughts on the UFC going with Alexa Grasso instead of Talia Santos rematch or Manon Fiorot? I like it, if I'm honest. I think Alexa Grasso's a really tough fighter. I think she's going to give something new for Valentina Shevchenko. I hear what you're saying about Taila Santos. Shout out 12,000 people on the stream. Big up yourselves. Taila Santos gave her a really tough fight. I actually thought Taila Santos won that fight. But it wasn't the most exciting, and we have seen that product already, And I do believe that Santos deserves a rematch, and she probably will get it if Shevchenko's victorious, which she probably will be because she's so special. Sad I missed you whilst you visited Adelaide. Marco Polo 89. Hope you had a good time there. I did. I thought Adelaide, Australia, wow, what a town, what a place, great people. Simon at the Leicester Arms was a great barman there. I loved that guy. Great people, great wineries. Got to drive up into the Adelaide Hills, went to some of the wineries and stuff like that. Some of the beaches. Beautiful place, beautiful place. Bisping, I'm a bloody legend. Sorry, didn't mean to big myself up there. If it wasn't morning in Newcastle, Australia, I'd be having a beer with you. Bro, come on, mate, get a beer. Trevor Peake last night, he was good. Anyone see that last night? Trevor Peake made his UFC debut. We've got a DJ. We've got a DJ on. It looks like quite the spectacle out there. Is it Abu Dhabi? Am I the only one who barely hears Bisping? I hope not. I hope you can hear me. Do you all hear me? Do you hear me now? Right about now, do you hear me now? I think you all hear me, so I'm just going to say sorry, mate. Can you describe... Hold on. Mute that. Can I describe how you feel the day after a fight and what I do? I mean, it all depends on the fight, doesn't it? If it's a tough fight, sometimes the body feels like crap. But the difference is Saudi Arabia, thank you, Aidan Leonard, not Dubai, Saudi Arabia, thank you. If you win the fight, it doesn't matter. Like when I fought Anderson Silva, my face was black and blue. I had about 30 stitches in my face. My legs were killing. My knees were never the same. My head was sore. As I say, about 30 stitches in my face. The body was sore. You can hardly walk. But if you get the victory, you don't care. It doesn't matter. However, if you go through that and you endure that kind of damage and you lose, oh, God. It's a very different feeling altogether. So thank you for the question. Hi, Mike. Bit late to the party, but I just bought your book, Quitters Never Win, which incidentally, Anthony Evans, channel manager on here, was my co-author. So well done, Anthony. But thank you for buying the book. I was just wondering if you could have only trained one martial art, what would it be? Thai boxing. I get asked that question a lot. It's a really, really tough question. If it's only one martial art, I mean, jiu-jitsu is a very good one, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. It's what you enjoy. What do you enjoy? I always enjoyed the striking arts more than the grappling. Don't get me wrong, Brazilian jiu-jitsu is a fascinating art. It really is, and it's very cerebral, and it makes you think, and once you understand the finer elements of it, It's fantastic. But it doesn't, I like the feeling bouncing around on my feet, you know, especially with the music on in the gym, you know, you're almost dancing, landing combinations, releases endorphins. I never really got the endorphin release from grappling. Dancing around, sweating, you know, landing strikes. That was the one for me. So, yeah. Kickboxing, Thai boxing. Anyway, right, do I think grappling or striking is more exhausting? Depends. Grappling, wrestling's the most exhausting part. All right, so now we've got a bit of pre-fight hype going on. Bit of pre-fight hype. I tell you what, the physique on Tommy Fury is something else, isn't it? You know what I mean? I mean, as a straight guy, you can't help but notice that this man is one hell of a physical specimen, isn't he? Tommy Fury, let's have a look at the images. Oh, no, not Tommy Fury, Jake Paul dancing. Boom. Images. Let's see what we got. Here we go. There's him and his brother. Isn't it funny? There's such a difference between what's his face? What's it doing? Bloody hate this. Bloody computer drives me up the bloody. Look at that. Yeah, there they are. There's such a contrast, isn't there, between Tyson and Tommy? You know, Tommy's like carved out of stone, not an ounce of fat on the man. The shoulder definition. I mean, he must lift some serious weights, you know. And he'd be one of those guys. He'd be a candidate for saying that he's on steroids. But I don't think he's on steroids. I just think he's naturally gifted. Because you got to look at his brother, Tyson Fury. Whilst he doesn't have the physique, he's definitely naturally gifted as an athlete. The speed of Tyson Fury is ridiculous for a man that large and a man that carries that kind of excess weight around his midsection. You know, he's definitely not the, you know, he's not a pin-up model. Is it? Let's be honest. But the speed of the man and the reflexes and the boxing ability in general is just second to none, you know. So definitely some genetics. Turn the mic volume up, people are saying. All right, will do. Will do, guys. Turn it up. There we go. Go. Turned you up. All right. Turned you up a bit. Hopefully not too much. Let's lose Tommy and Tyson topless. People are going to start talking. The fight started now. The fight has not started now, actually. Sound is perfect. Thank you, Valtra. Apologies. Muscles are gutsy on oxygen. Well, muscles slow you down in a fight, though. Muscles do slow you down in a fight. So, you know, that's why Tyson Fury is always calling Anthony Joshua the bodybuilder. You know, all that muscle, it requires a lot of blood. It requires a lot of oxygen in the blood. And that's why you get tired faster. That's why it's such a double-edged sword. You know, the muscles give you strength. They give you power, they give you explosivity, you know, but they also require, they sap your gas tank. So there's a give and a take. There's a happy medium. As I always say, 13,000 people, shout out to every single one of you. 13,500, that's unbelievable. Thanks for supporting the channel, guys. Means the world to me. That's nuts, man. 13,000 people watching live right now. I feel like I've got to give a little bit more intelligent analysis. But I was just saying, you can't be a sprinter and a marathon runner at the same time. You just can't physically, you know. A sprinter, when you look at them, the body of a sprinter, they're ripped. You know, they look like bodybuilders almost. They're fast twitch muscle fiber. They're so explosive out the gate. 100-meter sprinters, they are like lightning, obviously. And they look like that. Whereas a marathon runner or a triathlete, you look like Paul Felder. I'm joking, love Paul Felder, but he's a skinny guy, you know, because you're built for endurance. You know, so there's a give and a take. The guys that could go 5 rounds at a really good pace in mixed martial arts never really had that much muscle. I was one of those guys. Nate Diaz, you know, Paul Felder, you know, people like that, you know what I mean? Whereas, what's a good example? Anthony Rumble Johnson, God rest his soul. May he rest in peace, the legend. You know, he was so powerful and so explosive, but he faded. Yoel Romero was another one. People with that big muscular physique, very, very dangerous. Vitor Belfort and all his fake muscles. He was so explosive, but if you could get him into the later rounds, it would fade. That was my game plan when I fought him, to get him into the later rounds. We never made it to the later rounds. I lost an eye in round 2. Anyway, Daniel Barlow says, Michael, you are the coolest. Well, thank you, Daniel. Your streaming is more entertaining than the actual fight. Well, the actual fight hasn't started, so I would bloody well hope so. You know what I mean? That would be embarrassing. That would be embarrassing if there was nothing on and like that was more entertaining. Shout out Kenya. Do you ever think MMA boxing in the same event? Some organisations have tried that. Hold on, here's Jake Paul. What's he saying?
Biggest crowd with the most energy I've ever seen in this country, and that includes unified heavyweight championship fights that took place in the same.
Wait for Tom, Jake.
Does that in and of itself feel like some validation, some vindication, a moment that only you could create?
This is what we do. You know, they came for a show, and I'm gonna put on a show, and I'm excited. But really, it's just another sparring session. I'm gonna go out there, rob the bank, catch a body, and go home.
Says he's going to catch a body, rob the bank, and go home. Says it's just another sparring session. And he's right. That's kind of the attitude you want to have. You know, you don't want to overhype it in your own mind. Love the fight companion idea. Thanks, Fan Cry. Can't say it's my idea. Everyone's doing fight companions these days, aren't they? You know, geez Louise, 14,500 of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, of course. What's Jake saying?
Reeling them in.
Oh, he's reeling them in.
I, Jake Paul, will knock out, defeat, and embarrass Tommy Fury live in Saudi Arabia right now.
Arabia. All right, so he says that he's going to knock him out. So he's going to knock him out and he's going to embarrass him live in Saudi Arabia. So big words. You know, the thing is for Jake Paul, of course, he's knocked out the majority of his opponents. In fact, all of his opponents, even Woodley on the second one. So, you know, he's full of confidence. He's a young man. Everyone kisses his ass wherever he goes. He's absolutely loaded. When you're loaded like that, when everyone kisses your ass, you do create this false sense of illusion. When you're undefeated, you do think that. When I was undefeated, I was very proud. I made it to 15-0 in mixed martial arts. You believe that there's no man alive that can take you down and beat you at your own game because you've never experienced it before. And John Fury knows this and Tyson Fury knows this. No, but no man alive. You do, because no man alive has done that so far. So they both have this confidence. You know, Mike is not on the illegal stream. I'm on ESPN Plus, mate. Mike, you would beat them both with one hand. I would beat them both. I would. I do honestly feel like I would. I do feel like that. 15,000. That's awesome. So yeah. We'll see what happens. They're very, very confident. They're both undefeated. Did he knock out Silva? It was a decision. He beat Jake Paul via decision. Okay. Favourite place to fight. My favourite place to fight, I mean, just while we wait for the main event to start. My favourite place, I mean, listen, fighting at Madison Square Garden was incredible. Fighting in Las Vegas, very, very special. I made my UFC debut at the MGM Grand. You know, Las Vegas is known as the fight capital of the world. False sense of security, Conor Lou. It gives you a sense of illusion, delusion. The UK, man. The UK, fighting in England, wherever it was, the O2 Arena, the Manchester MEN, you know. And I'm not just saying that because of any people watching. I'm saying that because the crowd, the support was unbelievable. Hey, Beck! Come and sit here and bring another beer. Yeah, that was fast. It rhymed. Outside, I put Michael Smoke, both of them with one eye. Well, I did win the World Championship with one eye, and I did defend it, unlike a lot of people didn't defend it. Conor McGregor... do you want to come and join us? No, the main event hasn't started yet. There's 15,500 people on. Yeah. Yeah. Impression is too nasally, Mike. We want Rebecca. But after the fight. After the fight for the in-depth analysis. Do I watch football? Do you know what? These days I do try and watch football. But I just don't have the time. I do not have the time, but I do enjoy it. No man alive has not more viewers than Michael Bisping on his YouTube channel. That is correct. 15,000. Shout out all of you. We're just waiting for the main event to start. We've got some analysis going on right now. Nothing beats a British crowd. They're amazing. They're amazing, you know. Hold on. No, we still got the DJ. We've got DJ Goldilocks dropping the beats. She's giving it death. We've got some super chats here. Michael Bisping, I know as a commentator, you are not supposed to have a favourite fighter. However, they say that as a parent and children as well. I have a favorite, lol. If you can, current favorite fighters. Hold on. So, the truth, we've got a 10-point must system. There's no 3 knockdown rule. There is a result after the bell to start the 5th round. Fighters cannot be saved by the bell. Only the referee can stop the fight. An instant replay is available. Well, good. Also, another thing worth mentioning in this fight, and I'll get to the questions in a minute, but the big main event's starting now. Open scoring, I do believe. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. Open scoring will be a thing for this fight. So it's going to be interesting because a lot of people call for that in mixed martial arts. They're doing it in this. So it's going to be really interesting. It's kind of a little experiment, something different. It gives the crowd, they're going to know who's definitely ahead. I think for the corners as well and for the fighters, it would be very interesting to know, say, hey, look, listen, according to the scorecards, legitimately, you are down multiple rounds. You're going to have to get a knockout to win. All right, now we've got Michael Buffer. Now we've got Michael Buffer making the announcements. Al Hawani in the chat. John, let me know if I get demonetized if I play this stuff. Let me know, bro, in the thingy bob. Michael, love your show. What was it like to fight George St. Pierre? Well, George St. Pierre was a true legend. And I had the best training camp of my career just while we watched his pre-fight hype. There's Muhammad Ali. What a legend he is. Mike Tyson. They're all there right now. Mike Tyson, Deontay Wilder. A lot of big names for the boxing. What was it like to fight George St. Pierre? It was great, apart from I tore my ribs. I tore the cartilage the day before I flew out there to New York City, which was just disastrous because my training camp was amazing. Sounds like very braggadocious, but I knocked out a bunch of my sparring partners. I was just on. But my bloody ribs, I got taken down and all the cartilage tore and I couldn't move. It was fucking agony. Agony. So yeah, do a lot of bare knuckle boxing. I'm happy. I don't like it. I'm happy that fighters still have an avenue to make some money. And apparently the bare knuckle boxing people are paying some really, really good money. Let's have a listen to this promo. Bruce Buffer better than this clown. Hey, Ant, put a poll up. Bruce Buffer or Michael Buffer? Who do we prefer? Yeah, the energy from Bruce Buffer is just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I've got some questions. We'll do these. What was it like to fight George St. Pierre? Aiden, it was an honour. It really was. It really was. Wasn't happy about the result. Mike, how much heat am I packing down there? Can I DM you a photograph? Jesus, Aiden. You got to lower the tone. What else we got here? The Bird Killer, Michael Bisping, I know was a commentator. Oh, favourite fighter? Yeah, I never answered that one. Favourite fighters? Enjoy watching Israel Adesanya. I love the way he fights. Cyril Gane is another one. John Jones. And I know I'm giving all the big names. Who else? Shane Burgos. Shane Burgos, and he left the UFC, and Dana even came out and said they dropped the ball on that one. That shouldn't have happened. Shane Burgos, Hurricane Shane. He was one of my favourites. All right, now finally, Tommy Fury is making the walk. And now all the chats, I'll answer them as well. But so now Tommy's making the walk. He's got a smile on his face. So this is a big moment. I'm not sure how many people are in this arena, but they're saying or the stadium. It's the biggest crowd they've had. I'm going to put my headphones in and listen to it, and then I'll give you commentary as well. But Tommy Fury, 23 years old, walking out like this, that's tough. All the pressure from his family, the pressure from his father, the fact that if he loses, he gets no money. I mean, he had a guaranteed $7 million purse. That's a lot of money. That's life-changing money. And for a boxer that is 8-0, I believe, to be getting $7 million is absolutely insane, and it's out of this world. But it just shows the star power of Jake Paul. I hate to say, but it's true. That's gone if he loses this fight. That is gone. That adds pressure on an already ridiculously high pressure situation. Hey babe, turn this fan off. But my wife's turned the fan on for some reason. Yeah, it adds so much. Turn fan. Hey babe! Don't know why she turned the fan on. Because it's clicking in the background. Rebecca! Turn this fan off, babe. I don't know why she turned it on. Why did you turn the fan on? Oh, you must have done by accident. It just came on. Anyway. All right, now Jake Paul's walking out. The problem... Oh, no, it's Tommy still. It's Tommy. These are long walks. What is this? The boys are back in town. Oh, well, good walkout song. Look at the production. I will say there's a crazy production on this event. And he's smiling. That's a good sign. Now, is it a fake smile? Is it a fake smile? We don't know. Sometimes you do that. Sometimes you smile to say, this is fine. This is the walk in the park. He's got his brother behind him. He's got Tyson Fury there. He's got John Fury. No man alive can corner him better than John. Tyson's walking out in... he's always got some colourful clothes on, Tyson Fury, give him his due. He's a character in and out of the ring. Jimmy White, what is my next professional endeavour beyond what I do now? Filming a movie in France. End of April should be. Excited for that one. There's Tommy saluting the crowd right now. Finally, we got to the main event. What time is it? 2:15. This was supposed to go down at 1:45. So it's a little bit slower. And to all you 16,500 people on the stream, I thank you for being here. I'm going to give some good analysis, some commentary for you for being here and giving up your time on a Sunday. I mean, listen, people, you don't know what it's like to make a walk in front of that many people, 20, 30,000 people, and you're going to fight. And then around the world, the entire fight is watching. To walk out into that environment, into a sport like boxing or mixed martial arts, where the only point is to knock out your opponent, to embarrass them, to put them to sleep, to do physical damage, to beat you up in a fight where you signed a contract and you talked a ton of shit at the press conferences, that all impacts the pressure that you feel. And when you're backstage, you're warming up, maybe you don't feel good, maybe you're a little sluggish, maybe you're hitting the pads and your heart rate's getting higher than what it normally does. And you're like, oh my God, am I not in shape? Why is my heart beating so fast? It's the pressure, it's the nerves, it's the adrenaline. You know, and the adrenaline, you might start second guessing yourself. And that's the one thing about fighting that I do miss. I miss the competition. I miss the money, obviously. But that feeling, there's no better feeling in the world, walking out of that curtain to the crowd and they all go crazy and they're cheering your name, and boo or cheer. It's all energy. It's all energy, and it's giving me goosebumps just thinking about it right now. Yeah, it's over 2 years in the making, this fight. Remember, this is the third time they've matched this fight up. Oh, dear. I shouldn't be this excited. I think it's just giving you guys the talk of my emotions about going into a fight. It's got me all revved up for this one now. Let's have a look at some of these chats. Bisping, you're a straight gangster. Where you fought and did it with one eye. Cheers, Adam. What's your next professional endeavour? Did that one. Josh St. Pierre, the greatest. Sir Teabag. Talking to teabags, we got one walking out right now. And for all you people that are on the stream, those 16,000 of you, this is a smaller ring. A smaller ring. Key points to mention. Smaller ring, 18 foot by 18 foot as opposed to 20 foot by 20 foot. Let's have a look on the calculator. What difference does that make? So 18 times 18 equals 324 square feet. 20 times 20. No. 10 is 200. 400. It's about 80 square foot less. Tommy Fury has a much longer reach with the smaller ring, just like the Apex. The smaller ring, just like the smaller octagon, gives you less room to maneuver, less room to use that reach advantage. So that's a little bit sly of Jake there. And of course, he's got, on behalf of his father, he got Tommy to accept the deal, all or nothing. If he wins, he gets Jake's purse. If he loses, he gets nothing. But Jake wins anyway, because he's the co-promoter of this event. So he isn't feeling that pressure. And he's already got life-changing money anyway. So Tommy's just got further pressure on him. But now Jake Paul's making the walk, the problem child on the chest. Not smiling like Tommy. And again, I'm not sure if from Tommy Fury, when he was walking out and he was smiling, was that pure smiling? Was it pure excitement, pure joy? Or was he masquerading to the crowd to say, hey, look, I'm good? Because for Jake, he's walking out and he's all business. He's got a very, very serious look on his face. And rightly so. You know, people die in a boxing ring. The reality is that on average about, I think it's something like 7 to 12 boxers around the world die. This is not a laughing matter. It's not a joke. You know, and now here he is walking down that corridor, the green lights. I'll say it again, the production on this is next level. They've spent a lot of money on this. Crowd going mental there. I wonder how it feels for Jake, because he's the centre of attention wherever he goes. He's got the money. He's got all the rest of it. But one thing I do respect, and I say the same thing all the time, it's about Conor McGregor. Conor's loaded. He's got loads of cash, but he's still choosing to fight because he wants that power. He wants that reputation. He wants to be known as a man to be feared. He wants to be known as one of the greatest box fighting men alive. You know, and to get that, you have to step in the ring. And for Jake Paul, he hasn't got that yet. He hasn't got that. Not from the fighting community at large. From his YouTube channel people, from children, they'll think Jake Paul's a badass. The boxing community, the fighting community does not give that credit or that respect to Jake Paul yet. And I'm not saying that to be a hater. I'm saying that because he's yet to fight a real fight. Somebody in their prime. You don't build a career fighting has-beens. Okay, you don't. Now he's fighting a real guy. Now he's fighting someone in his prime. Somebody his size. The first time. Will that mess with him mentally? You never know. Will that create extra nerves and anxiety, which will affect his performance? We don't know. But right now he's walking out, he's dancing. Not a fan of the dance moves, let's be honest. I was never a dancer walking out. I was more of a point at the camera and talk crap type of guy. But these moments, you've got to enjoy them. You've got to savor these moments, you know, because when it's all said and done, these are the things you remember. These are the moments that you remember. I think that's Evander Holyfield in the crowd as well. It's a who's who of boxing right now. Yeah, as I say, when you're walking out, you know, these kind of environments, it's something else. The adrenaline spiking, all the rest of it. And then when you step in the ring, like he's doing right now. Oh, look at this. Tommy's in his face. That ring looks small. I said it before, 18 by 18. They've used that in a lot of boxing fights, but that looks small to me. In the Apex, they use a smaller octagon, because it's a smaller place. In some of the smaller venues in general, in the UFC, they use a smaller octagon. That favours the grappler, the wrestler, because it's easy to get hold of them. When it's the full-size octagon, they're massive. And if you're a striker that dances around and uses a lot of footwork, it's hard to get a hold of them. For Tommy Fury, look. Oh, it says that he's got a 74-inch reach there. On Wikipedia, it says 80-inch reach. Let's just have a look, see. Let's just double check here. Yeah, look. It says there 80-inch reach. And Jake Paul's got a 76-inch reach. Huh, interesting. Which one do we believe? I mean, I'm assuming that they've bloody measured his reach. But anyway, here we go. The moment is almost upon us. Michael Buffer's going to take his time here, so I'll do a few questions. We'll look at the chat quickly. UFC needs to get back in the arenas. Cole Carter says, you're blessed. That's why 20 other streams have more people watching their channel than yours. You're biased, he says. 20 other people? Well, maybe, mate, but I'm very happy that I've got 17,000 people, Cole, so stick that in your pipe and smoke it. You want Tommy to win, but your mind says Jake. Who do we think? What's this here? Final pick, guys. Tommy Fury. 64% of you have Tommy Fury. 36% Jake Paul. Oh, God. All right, my final prediction. just because I'm putting it out there into the atmosphere and I'm trying to will it into existence. I've got to back the Brit. I've got to back my fellow countryman, Tommy Fury. And he's done it, you know. Listen, he's got the shine from his older brother, of course. But he's born into a boxing family. They are a fighting family. Jake Paul, maybe you can respect it more because he was a Disney kid, for crying out loud, and a YouTuber. Even though they're all doing that these days. KSI's at it. Now they're playing the old Star Spangled Banner. There's Logan Paul. Logan Paul just recently did a podcast and said that he would knock me out as well. And I'm not trying to sound tough, but that did make me laugh. Because he's not as big as he looks on TV. Like Conor McGregor, when there's no context, he looks massive. And he is bigger these days because he's on Paulo Costa's secret sauce. But when you see him in real life, you'd be surprised. Like, he's a smaller guy. That's why he fought at featherweight. Logan Paul on TV looks kind of big. I saw him in Australia. He was sat right there. My God, the man's tiny. And not because he was sitting down. He's a skinny, scrawny little dude. I would snap his head off like a little bird. Like a little bird with one wing. I'd just go snap his head off. It's hilarious. But go on, Logan. Let's go, Jake. That's not what they say at the UFC. When he came to a UFC in Miami, I think it was, Kamaru Usman versus Masvidal 2, he was in the crowd. Oh, F Jake Paul. F Jake Paul. All right, so they're playing the national anthem. Are they going to play the British national anthem? God Save the Queen, or God Save the King, should I say these days? I bloody hope so. We're going to end that poll. What have we got here? Anthony on TV says, Jake Paul past fights were probably rigged. The Tyron Woodley one, 100% were. I disagree. But I have a feeling that this is the first real fight and it's about to show. And put a poll up. How many people think that those fights were rigged? How many people think the Tyron Woodley fight was rigged? Because I don't buy that for 1 second. I'm sorry. And maybe I'm a skeptic. Maybe I believe in the honor of fighting too much. But I really don't believe that anybody out there is fixing fights and throwing fights. And this fight, apparently there's a script. Nobody's sending scripts. Nobody's writing scripts and then emailing them. Nobody's developing a secret script for this fight and letting Mike Perry get his hands on it. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of smart people involved in this fight. Look at the scale of this fight. Look at where it is. Look at the money involved. Look at the hype. Look at bloody 20,000 people on my stream watching it alone. This is a big event with a monumentous amount of money gone into promoting this. So they're not writing a script and letting it get hacked and getting into the hands of Mike Perry. I'm sorry. And if they have, that is the most hilarious blunder I've ever heard of in my life. Again, 19,000, almost 20,000 people. Let's see if we get to 20,000 before the fight starts. That would be amazing. Thank you to you all. Appreciate it, guys. If you haven't all subscribed, make sure you do that. But yeah, on the rigged fight, 62%, not me. Yeah, nobody's buying that. No one's expecting it to be rigged. Nobody thinks that. Jake won those fights fair and square. But this is a different kettle of fish. A man in his prime. See, the thing is about when you're in your prime and when you're young. When you're young like this. All right. Let me start again. Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley. These people have been there, done it, got the T-shirt. They've made their money. The hunger was there to change their lives, to get out of the poor conditions, whatever it was. You know, to shake off the card, the hand that they've been dealt in life. They had to fight to change that scenario, that reality. But by the time Jake Paul fought them, they're all sleeping in silk sheets. They're all multimillionaires. They're all doing very bloody well. And now my bloody stream is frozen up, you son of a bitch. Hold on, let's see if I refresh it. Will it start? Hey, Beck! Rebecca! Oh, come on. Oh, there we go. Hey, babe! Come here a sec. Just have a do on this... Just the stream right before it's about to start. Can you just fiddle with this while I just talk to the people and do some chats? Jeez Louise, as it's right about to start, whatever you did to get it on. And it's not an illegal stream. No, but anyway, I was saying that, just go into it again, I reckon. Yeah, but by the time Jake fought them, They'd already made their mark on combat sports. They were already, you know, respected worldwide combat sports athletes, you know. Tommy Fury hasn't got that yet. Tommy Fury's in his prime. Tommy Fury wants, and here we go, the fight is under bloody way. All right. Round 1 is upon us. There's no sound though, babe. Oh, yeah, here we go. All right, so the fight's underway. They've clinched early. Let's take a look. All right. You see the range, the length of the arms on Tommy. I'm surprised to see that Jake's got the longer. Nice head movement from Jake Paul there, but they clinch again straight away. With it being Jake's promotion, you've got to be dubious if it goes to a decision as well. Nice use of the jab again from Tommy, but every time they close the distance, they're clinching up. Little right hook from Jake in the clinch. Nothing significant landed yet. I missed the first 20 seconds though. Can you believe that? The bloody stream goes down right as the main event starts. Bloody typical, innit? Yeah, so Jake's just clinching. A couple of jabs land from Tommy there. Tommy's looking good and sharp, and he is sharp. I mean, look at the guy. Look at the physique. You can see he's a talented athlete. There's that right hand, that winging overhand right from Jake Paul. That's his favourite shot. That's the one he knocks everybody out with. But he's setting that stall out a little bit early. Headlock, they clinch again. A lot of clinching here. A lot of clinching. Chance of Tommy in the crowd. A pro Tommy Fury crowd so far. That could just be a bunch of Fury fans. There's a nice combo by Tommy. A nice 1-2 and a little left hook in the clinch. And again, 1-2. Tommy's having fun here. It's early doors. But Tommy's looking sharper. And again, Jake is just clinching every single time. Jake's clinching. He doesn't want to fight at range. He does not want to fight at range with Tommy Fury. Tommy's looking like the better boxer here. Oh, there's the overhand right, though, of Jake. Almost got through. I mean, they're clinching every 5 seconds. Every 5 seconds. 24,000 people on the stream. Shout out every single one of you. We've got new members. We've got exclusive content member. Kimberly Sellers, welcome to the club. If you haven't subscribed and rang the bell, what are you doing with your life? Tommy's looking good here. And the look on the face of Jake Paul is a little concerning. Granted, round 1, early doors. But Tommy's come to fight. 1-2. Didn't connect. Nice long jab from Tommy. Well, the commentator saying, who's the boxer, who's the YouTuber? You know, I mean, the reality at this point, they're both boxers. Jake's undefeated. Tommy's undefeated, but Tommy's looking better. Tommy's got snap. Tommy's fighting like a boxer. Tommy's throwing that jab out there. He's taunting him. He's got his hands low now. He's confident. He's moving the head. He's ducking and diving, jicking and jiving. But he's got to be careful. Jake has power. One shot can turn the lights out. There's a solid jab again. Solid jab again. Oh, good combination from Tommy to end the round. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lands with a left hook, goes to the body, and that's the end of round 1. And I'm telling you right now, open scoring, I don't care what they say. That was a round for Tommy Fury all day, every day. 23,000 people on the stream. Shout out all of you. So I'm going to keep a score. If they don't give that round to Tommy Fury, it's nonsense. It is bullshit. So, 1, Tommy. There's the, 1-2, left hook, got through right at the end of the round. Followed up with a jab. Clean shots. So far, Jake hasn't landed anything flush. He's landed, it was a flush shot as well that Tommy landed. Oh, and a right hook got through on the jaw. Flush again. Oh, Jakey Bakey. He's about to get baked. He's about to get baked. He's going to get put in an oven, put to gas mark 20 and baked. Oh, Tommy looking good. Let's go, Tommy. Oh, God, I'm enjoying that far too much. Far too much. All right. Okay. Snappy jab again from Tommy Fury. Jake's out of range. Jake's out of range. Guess what? When you're not 20 years younger, when you're not 25 years younger than your opponent, you're not as fast. I mean, when you're 25 years younger, you are faster, you are reflexed, you have got the athletic advantage, and this is an athletic endeavor. Make no mistake. That is why fighters retire when they get older. Now he's fighting someone in his prime and he's having a problem. Jake's out of range. Jake can't come close. Tommy's dancing around using all the ring, picks him off with a jab there, solid connection again, and then he moves. Tommy's fighting at range, using the God-given talents that he's got, using that reach and that range, and the speed and the jab, he just connected again. Jake is swinging like an amateur at range. Landed a left hook there. That was a nice counter for Jake. I'll put that there so when I look at it, I'm looking more like I'm looking at you, looking into your eyes. What do we think? Put a poll up, Ant. Who won round one? Who's winning so far? Put a poll up. Tommy's having fun. Tommy Fury's having fun. They exchange jabs there. Remember, Tommy gets double the purse if he wins this. We've got a new member, shout out, whoever that is. LD XXX, welcome, contender, conceive, believe, achieve. That is what Tommy's doing right now. He's conceiving, he's believing, and he's goddamn well achieving. Jake's having a better round this round though, and it's mainly because Tommy's stepped off the gas a little bit. He's not exactly snappy jab again. The jab is the key weapon for him. Yeah, that's what he's got to do. Oh, 1-2 left hook for Tommy. Jake's struggling with the range. He got clipped on a left hook there. There's that right hand, but he got countered by a right from Tommy. Nice jab for Jake Paul. The reality here, what we're seeing is the strategy of Jake Paul isn't working right now. He's trying to catch him with just winging shots. He's trying to get that one-hitter quitter. He's trying to knock him to the shadow realm, trying to do a Tyron Woodley, a Ben Askren. Problem is, sadly, this is not Ben Askren. That's a sharp jab that Tommy just landed. Crisp, fast, precise, and powerful. And then he goes back to the range. Jake's trying to come to the body and then wing over the top. Jab to the body, bring the hands down low, and then come over the top with the right hook. And there he's just winging that right hook. As I say, he's trying to go for the home run, the knockout shot, trying to face plant Tommy. Good left hook though, good counter left hook for Jake as Tommy came in. It's a competitive fight, that's for sure. Round one was clear for Tommy. Round two, I don't know. I think I'd give it to Tommy. I'm not sure though. Jake winning 100%. Prediction from this point on. Yeah, what do you think? Give me your predictions right now. Mike Perry was the official backup fighter. That's how he got the contract. Yeah, I know he was the backup fighter. But just because you're the backup fighter doesn't mean you will then get the script. Let's have a look at the replay. Nice sticking jab again. And the jab again. The jab's the key to the door for everything. What's this quick chat here? Boxing only. Does Fedor beat either of these two wild kids? Fedor probably would. Fedor face-planted Quinton Rampage Jackson in Rampage's last fight. And Rampage has got one hell of a chin. So there's a lot of people. Wonder how many pay-per-view sales. Yeah, I'm not sure, mate. I think this will have a lot of pay-per-view sales, to be honest. There's a lot of hype generated. All right, so Jake's swinging at fresh air. And what is this, 6 rounds? 8 rounds. 8 rounds. Good job by Jake. Nice head movement from Tommy. He's out of range, though. You need the head movement in the pocket, in range. No point dancing around on the outside, unless you're fainting, of course. A lot of you people think that Tommy's going to take it on points. 42% of you. Thanks, Ant. And that. I mean, this is it's very competitive. Very competitive. Mike would start Logan. Yeah, I would. I would start Logan Paul. Jay looks terrible. I wouldn't say he looks terrible, but he doesn't look all that. I'm watching it on ESPN, Lachlan. Good left hook, though, for Jake Paul there. He doesn't look terrible, but he doesn't look... See, the thing is, when you're fighting a skilled boxer, someone your size, and someone that has the speed. See, speed's everything. And when he's fighting guys like Tyrone, with respect, guys like Anderson Silva, almost 50 years old, when you have a massive speed advantage, it's really easy to look good. You can pimp them. You can get in and out. You can dictate. You can make them miss. You can make them pay. You can just have fun in there. When you are fast, when you're fast and your reflexes are on point, you can have fun out there. But when that's diminished because you're fighting someone else just as fast or faster, that's when it changes. That's when it's like, oh shit, what am I doing? I'm in over my head. This is not going to work out. A feint there of a big right from Tommy. Feints are key, remember. Feints are absolutely key. Tommy moving well, Tommy feinting well. Jake swinging at fresh air. It was a nice combination he threw though, but Tommy wasn't there to be hit. Jake's throwing that left-hand counter. Keep an eye. If you're watching this along, keep an eye out for that left-hand counter of Jake Paul. He's throwing a lot of steam on it, a lot of power. But he hasn't found the mark yet. Jake connected there as he came in. It's a close round. Round 3 is a really close round. Some people in the chat saying Tommy's starting to fade. Jake more of a dog. It might outlast him. Well, as I said before, it'll come down to who's in the better shape cardio-wise. You know, because cardio's everything. Cardio's everything. When you're matched like this, because they are, you know, pretty equally matched in size and strength and speed, whoever's in the better shape will start to take over as the fight progresses. We're still early. We haven't even got to round 4, which is the halfway mark. Good uppercut by Tommy there. Good uppercut. They're clinching again. A lot of clinching here. 53% of you have Tommy up 3-0. We got a new member, Tinker. You are a conceiver. You are a believer. Well, maybe you're not. You're a conceiver. Good for you, mate. Welcome to the club. And welcome to all 23,000 of you here. Here's Logan Paul. Logan said, Jake, I love you. I'm not going to give you a speech. And that's right, it's his brother. Of course he loves him. I'm not going to give you a big speech. He just says, if you can hear me, you a bitch. And the whole Fury family are bitches. I tell you, this Logan Paul and Jake Paul, they like to talk a lot, don't they? I mean, the first time, and he's fighting an amateur boxer here. You know, Tommy Fury's 6-0. Logan Paul just goes, the entire Fury family are all bitches. All right, call it hype, call it whatever you want, call it disrespectful, call it you catch up with them in a dark alley, you're going to get your head face smashed, your face smashed in. You would not say that to the faces. John Fury would absolutely have a field day. Absolute field day with those guys. He would. Logan and Jake, when are they just going to piss off? Come on, Tommy, let's go. Let's just come out with it. Let's go, Tommy. Let's go. Oh, 1-2 left hook. Tommy's on fire, coming out hard. Oh, sick combination by Tommy. 4 hooks in a row. Jake kind of covered up a bit. You still feel the impact. It still rocks the brain. Still wobbles your insides. We got a super chat. Derek Brown. Tommy knocks out Jake in the 6th. Hey, it's possible, Derek. Derek. Fucking Derek. Yeah, the commentator saying that Jake Paul is telegraphing his shots, and he kind of is, but he's kind of becoming predictable as well. Speed advantage is for sure on the side of Tommy. The better boxing skill appears to be on the side. Oh, Jake just got wobbled. It was a little right hook on the inside from Tommy. And Tommy's on the attack. It's a 1-2. And he catches Jake Paul again. Wow. Big combination for Tommy Fury. Jake took it well, though. He's still on his feet. He's eating some more shots. Tommy senses it. He smells the finish. Jake is looking. The look in the eye has changed. Tommy Fury's having a big round. We've still got 90 seconds left. Tommy's starting to find the mark with higher frequency. Good jab. Jake swings at fresh air. Tommy pimping. Jab, steps out the way. Makes him miss, makes him pay. Jake Paul trying to walk him down, trying to get him in the corner. Comes in. Tommy steps out the way, avoids him. Boom, right hand. Now they clinch. A lot of clinching in this fight. Jake's having a tough time, I'm not going to lie. Minute, a snappy jab again from Tommy. Another jab, a right hand. Jake stopped progressing as aggressively, stopped jumping in quite as much because he's being made to pay. So you're not going to be quite as willing to come forward. Jake comes forward, lands a little glancing left hook there. Good shot. Credit where credit's due. Wild swinging overhand right from Jake Paul. Looking for that home run again. But that's his best shot. That's his power shot. That's why we're talking about him right now. That ability to knock people's lights out, to put them to sleep, to turn it off, to end the discussion, to end the fight. That right hand of his is by far his money shot. And hey, he could land it. He could knock him out. Tommy Fury's only human. This is a good round for Tommy Fury, though. It's a good round. 24,000 people on the stream. Shout out all of you. End of round 4 coming up. Ooh, back of the head. Oh, come on. You turned and gave him the back of the head, though. Jake kind of moved and he got caught on the back of the head. You can't blame Tommy for that. I don't know. It could be 4-0 to Tommy or 3-1, but Tommy's definitely winning. Loved watching you fight. Glad to listen to me call this fight. Well, thank you, OG Sean White. I hope you're well, buddy. I hope you're having a nice day. Box office stopped working. Actually gutted here for the watch along with Mikey. Thank you, Sergeant Bambi. We got a poll up here. How do we have it after 4 rounds? Tommy winning 100% of you. Now it's 68%. Now it's 60. Now it's 54. It's a wild poll. It's a swing. Now it's 53% of Tommy winning. Oh no, Tommy walking away with it 46, Tommy winning 39%. You've all got Tommy winning for the most part. It's competitive 5%. Jake needs a KO 11%. Tommy's winning. Tommy's winning. There's no doubt about it. The look in his eyes, that of concern. The look in the eyes, that one of, I've got to back up all this shit, but I'm going to be made to look a fool. And this experiment, this walk, this venture into boxing, being a badass, being someone he's not, is going to come to a crashing end if he doesn't get that knockout. Now, maybe the conditioning pays off. Maybe he turns the corner, turns the tide. Maybe he starts to take over and establish some dominance. But that is what he needs to do. Because if it continues like this, he's going to lose this fight. And if he loses this fight to Tommy Fury, a guy that he ridiculed and said that doesn't belong in a ring with him, a guy that is not a very good boxer, essentially, then this is over. The Jake Paul experiment is over. And there's a lot of money riding here. Round 5. It's competitive though still. I've got Tommy ahead, but Jake's still fighting. He's still there. And he doesn't look to have slowed down either. So both men in great shape. Give him credit for that. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, crushing right hand from Jake landed there. Tommy came in with the jab. Jake over the top with the right. Oh. The overhand right, of course, Jake's looking for it over and over and over again. He did find the mark a minute ago, though. You know, Tommy's got to be careful. He's got to have the guard up high. You know, he's showboating a little bit. The hands are somewhat low. Jake Paul has had a point deducted. Jake Paul, back of the head. Hold on. He deducted a point from Jake Paul. That's insane. That's insane. He must have said for a back of the head, oh, Jake just landed a big left hook. The head snapped the head back of Tommy. Oh, and Jake's coming in furiously with an overhand right there and they clinch against the fence. I mean, Jake had a point deducted, so now he knows he needs a knockout. He has to get a knockout. Little combo from Tommy. Tommy's starting to look a little tired. That one was a little sloppy. It's a good pace fight, to be fair. Jake just landed a good jab. Slightly better round for Tommy here. For Jake. They're both getting tired, though. The pace is slowing. The style of the boxing, the crispness, it's all starting to look a little sloppy now. But that happens as they get tired. Jake keeps clinching. Every time they come close, Jake's clinching. Is Tommy getting tired? That's the poll we got up right now. Right hand for Tommy, partially blocked. 26,000 of you people watching along here. Thank you all for being here and spending your Sunday with me. I appreciate it. Lots of clinching again. Tommy's got a chin. He's taken a few of the shots from Jake. This is a better round for Jake, I think. I think I'd be inclined to give Jake this round. Even though he lost a point, so he can't win the round. Can't win the round. Let's have a look. We've got some chats coming in real quick. Cheers, Alex H. Shout out to you. Edmund Tarvarian, Ronda Canal Box, most male fighters. The funniest statement ever. Would beat Mike Tyson. Paul dodge a bullet, fighting Fury instead of Canelo. Canelo would destroy this man. Can we just stop with this nonsense now? Canelo would destroy this man. Box office stopped working. Yeah, Sergeant Bambi. That's a pain in the ass. Is Tommy getting tired? 67% of you say yes. Tyson Fury looking a little concerned. Of course he is, though. It's never fun. Oh, now he's just gesturing to the crowd and he's smiling and he's having fun. Anytime you see a loved one in the ring, you know, it's always concerning. Nathan Cox, yes, bro. We got a lot of stuff here. Does Jake need a KO to win? That's the poll. Shout out to Evan Limbario. Evan, that's very kind of you. That's very, very kind. Thank you. What else we got here? The worst. Anyway, back to the fight. We'll do the super chats after. Thank you. Keep them coming. Ooh, nice clinch work from Tommy. The clinching. Jake Paul's clinching a lot. He's coming in. He's off balance. He's falling into the clinch. They've had 60 seconds. Not a long time, but 60 seconds. If you're in shape, you can definitely recover your steam, your cardio, your power. You can lower the heart rate. But now they're right back into it. 1-2 for Tommy. Lands again. Oh, uppercut for Tommy as he came in. Nice shot. Timed it well. Saw it. Read the situation well. Tommy's growing in confidence. You can see the body language. Ryan Fairman. Thank you, brother. This is a good fight. I got to say, it's a good fight. It is. It's a good contest. I'm enjoying it. I think people are getting what they pay for. Head movement from Tommy on the outside. Jake trying to find the opening. Leaping left hook from Tommy. Glances, not flush, but kind of glances the top of the head. Tommy slips the jab. Jake clinches again. Alex H, cheers to you too, brother. Lots of... Oh, 1-2. Tommy landing with some steam there. Commentator saying that the left eye of Jake Paul is swelling. It's not bleeding yet, but it's definitely showing visible signs of damage. They're in a boxing match. Some beautiful headward movement right there from Tommy. Slipped a couple of shots from Jake. Jake's looking tired. But Jake's pushing. Jake's being the aggressor. He's the one going forward. And Tommy's trying to pick him off. Tommy's trying to be the boxer, you know, to fight at range, to use that range, that reach advantage that he has, I believe. According to Wikipedia, he has. Not according to the tail of the tape, though. A good jab again. 1-2 from Tommy lands. Jake's dropping his head a lot. When Jake's coming in, the head's going down. So Tommy actually punched down on that one. You got to keep that head up. You got to keep the chin down and the head up. You got to look at your opponent. I think Tommy just lost a point. This ref's mental. He took a point off Tommy and a point off Jake. What are they doing? I mean, the ref's taking points left, right, and centre. He took a point there. I mean, he is a madman. And he just said again to Jake Paul, watch the back of the head. There's been no warnings, just points. You get the warning in the back, I guess, though. The referee comes to your locker room. He might have said, hey, listen, I'm not... Oh, Tommy coming on. Last 10 seconds of the fight, of the round, sorry. Tommy coming on with a furious combination. So, interesting developments there. Point taken from either man, from both men, sorry. That's insane, though. I don't quite get that. Core, Knorr 74. Thank you very much. All right, how many people we got on the stream? 27,000 of you. Thank you all for being here. This is a good fight. It is. It is. And this is what you expect to see between two guys that are undefeated, that are confident, that believe in themselves, that find themselves in a high-pressure situation. Again, smaller ring, that benefits Jake. All or nothing money, that benefits Jake. It does. You know, Tommy's under a lot of pressure. You know, Jake just has to double Tommy's purse. Jake still gets his 25 million. Still gets his 25 million. Still gets his cut of the promotion. Tommy leaves with nothing or 14 million. Life-changing money, though. My God. A check for $14 million, that's amazing. His 8th boxing fight, 9th boxing fight. 6th, 7th. Oh, my God. No man alive can count like Bisping. Ooh, there's a good combo from Tommy. This is round 7, the penultimate round. Enjoying this fight. Enjoying it for what it is. Yes, 100%. Oh, it's 50%. I mean, it is what it is. It's not exactly Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, right? It's not that level. But for the spectacle, for the moment, for the occasion, what it is, it's a fun fight. There's been good hype. Tommy lands a jab. Jake swings at fresh air. Jake's definitely landing, though. He's getting some licks in. Ooh, right hand, left hook landed there for Tommy. Flush on the forehead, though. Jake coming on, double jab, right hand misses. Tommy pivots, 1-2 left hook. Oh, Jake's letting it go now, rips to the body. A couple of punches in the clinch from either man, from both men. Adam McDonald, shout out to you in Canada. Low right hand in the clinch from Tommy as well. It's close. Tommy was definitely ahead for the first few rounds. Jake's closed the gap, closed the distance. But that said, I still think Tommy's landing the cleaner shots. Oh, right hand misses, but a left hook landed again for Tommy. You know, this is, it's interesting. It's exciting. Ginger Al. Boom, boom. Oh, Tommy coming on, landing a few shots there. Tommy Fury just landed 3 right hands in a row. They found the mark. They did some damage. You know, this is, it's a good showing for Tommy. Jake's definitely showing toughness. He's showing a willingness to engage. He's definitely a fighter. Definitely a fighter, you know what I mean? He ain't no pussy, that's for sure. Can't say that. But he's put himself in a really tough position with all the game that he talks. Good jab from Tommy. Good left hook from Tommy again. Jake's still advancing. Misses, though. He's advancing a lot, but he's missing the mark with a lot of his shots. New members in the house. Charlie Thorngren. Big up yourself. 1-2 defended by Jay, but still, again, the thud, the impact is still felt. It still rocks the equilibrium of the brain. It's like when you block a head kick in MMA. You block it, but it still wobbles you. You still bloody feel it. Solid jab from Tommy. Tommy pimping. Tommy got the hands low. Tommy still got energy. Jake's not advancing quite as much. And right at the end of the round, Tommy lands again. They clinch. Referee separates them. And there's a nice jab. Wow. All right. So there's a cut on the left eye. Is that Tommy or Jake? I can't see someone. Oh, it looks like Tommy. Might have been a punch. Might have been a clash of heads. Who knows? Shout out Hector Rodriguez. You're a new member. Big up. Now let's see what we're saying in the chat down there. Jake ballsed up 7 rounds. I mean, what do we think? Are you all watching along? What? No way. What are you spinning after this? I'm not spinning anything after this. I'm eating. I'm starving. I haven't had anything to eat yet. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, final round, guys. The final round. 28,000 of you watching live with me. Thank you. That is massively a new record. It's smashed it to pieces. So thank you all for being here. I haven't seen the open scoring though. Who will win? Could come down. Oh, big uppercut for Tommy. Doesn't land flush. And a left hook. Tommy's coming on strong. Jake Paul swings at fresh air. Almost falls over. Tommy dropped. Dropped him with a jab as he came in. I think he was kind of off balance. The referees counted 7, 8. Quick counts. That was a knockdown. It was a slip, but he caught him with a jab and he knocked him off balance. It was a knockdown, but he's fine. He wasn't hurt or dazed. He was complaining. Now Jake's angry. Tommy's angry. Tommy lands a jab. They clinch again. Jab for Tommy. Jake clinches. 2 minutes, 5 seconds left. 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Okay. So Jake's done himself proud. Tommy's coming on. Big swing. Big swing by Tommy. But they're just clinching every single bloody time. Ashley Reyes, thank you. Jab. Left hook attempt from Jake misses. 143 left. Right hand lands for Tommy. Knocks Jake back. Tommy being the aggressor here for sure. Definitely Tinker. Gypsy's fighting and money. Gotta love it. Snatched low. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Tommy coming forward. Double jab. Right hand. Partially blocked, but a lot of power in the shot. Right hand, left up, right hand for Tommy. This is a big round for Tommy. Uppercut misses. And again, a furious combination against the fence. Wow. I tell you, Tommy's impressive when he lets it go. There's a jab for Jake. But then Tommy turns it straight away. Tommy's on him. Tommy's unleashing. Tommy's emptying the tank. Tommy's trying to get the finish with 55 seconds left. The end of the round. Jake comes in with a lazy jab. Tommy looks exhausted. He's wobbly on his feet. Right hands exchanged for both men. Tommy and Jake clinching again. They're both breathing heavy. It's the last 30 seconds. The last 30 seconds. Who wants to finish it with a bang? Who wants to empty the tank? Go home knowing that you gave everything. All right, here we go. 25 seconds. Right hand, left up misses. Jake looks exhausted. Tommy lands an uppercut. And a clinch again from Jake Paul. 15 seconds. Break it up, ref. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on. 10 seconds. 9. Jab. Misses. Tommy with a punch. A clinch from Jake Paul again. Come on. 5 seconds. Break it up, ref. Let's go. Hold on. The bell's going to go with a clinch. A god that ends in a clinch. Both men celebrating. Both men at the corner of the rings. Hands in the air. If you ask me, Tommy Fury won that fight all day long. A point deducted from both men. Don't understand that at all. There was no warnings. Cat P, thank you. While we wait for the decision, I'll go through some of these super chats quickly from your friends at Restaurant Breakfast Burritos all day in LA. Breakfast Burritos all day in LA. Sounds delicious. I'm starving. I'm going to come by one day. All day. What do we think? Ant put a poll up. Let me close this poll. Oh shit, that was the poll. Put it back up. Who won that fight? Sergeant Bambi wasn't able to watch, but feel like I was ringside. Well, thank you, Sergeant Bambi. JW Cleveland, have a snack on me, brother. Thanks for the live coverage. Thank you. Tinker, Gypsy's fighting, did that one. We got members, we got people. We got 30,000 of you on the live stream. That is incredible. 30,000 people. Thank you all. I mean, that's wild. I'm just sitting here waffling into a microphone. So the fact you're doing that is amazing to me. Thank you. Lots of chats coming in. Tommy for sure. Rigged. Come to Sydney, will do, but let's keep it on track. Tommy won 100%. The chats are coming in so quick, it's hard to see, but I think Jake Paul didn't even fight. A lot of talk, a lot of chats, a lot of people. 30,000. All right, who won the fight? We've got a poll up. Let me know in the poll. Jake's, let's have a look. This is interesting. On the replays here, Tommy misses. This is the final round, the big uppercut. Remember, both men had a point deducted. Jake Paul got a knockdown. That will create a 10-9 round for Jake Paul, unless Tommy won the round, which I think he did win the round, so that would be a 9-9. Oh. Tommy big. All right, so 85% of you in the poll so far have Tommy Fury winning. And I agree. I agree. This is going to be interesting. Let's just see. Let's see. Because, oh, God, we see it, don't we? Nonsense decisions. Judges stealing fighters. If you ask me, Tommy Fury won that fight all day long. Maybe I'm being biased because I'm British. Maybe I want Jake Paul to be put in his place. Maybe I wanted to just minimise the bloody Muhammad Ali talk. Or maybe I'm just seeing it for what it is, because I do see it for what it is. And I think if you judge that fight, I think Jake Paul should be proud of himself. I thought he did a good job. He showed that he's a fighter. He showed that he's able to go 8 rounds with a guy that's going to connect often. He landed some good shots. He caught him with a jab and put him down. But I think that he lost that fight. I think that's fair to say. I think Jake Paul went out there, showed himself against a proper boxer, a man in his prime, and came up short. I think he's going to lose the decision, but here we go. The scores are going to come in. 83% of you have it, Tommy winning. 10% say close. Here we go. Here we go. Scorecards. First judge, Mike Ross. 75-74 for Jake Paul. What? 76-73 for Fury, judge number 2. 76-73. It's got to be Tommy. Tommy Fury wins. Tommy Fury gets the job done. Jake Paul loses the undefeated record. Tommy Fury goes home with $14 million. The fighting family, John Fury, the Fury fighting family's name is intact. No man alive can beat a Fury guy. Wow. Crazy scenes in Saudi Arabia right now. The right decision came in. That first judge is out of his mind. Tommy Fury won that fight all day long, fair and square. He was the better man. He was the better boxer. He had better technique. He had crisper shots, more power on the impact. It was a better fight for Tommy Fury all day long. Jake Paul should be proud of himself. He did good. Oh, we got John Fury in the ring now. John Fury's in the ring chatting a bit of crap to Paul. Fury gets the belt. Fury's got the WBC belt around his waist. Man, it came, it saw, and it didn't disappoint. We saw Jake Paul, and I'm not celebrating that, but it's like the shit that he talks when he beats up buddy Anderson Silva and Ben Askren and talks about, listen, man, well done though. Well done to both men, but Tommy Fury extends his record, I believe, to 9-0. What was his record? Hold on, let's have a look. 9-0 now. It was a close fight, but I thought Jake, he was sloppier. He was struggling to find the mark. There were crisp, accurate shots from Tommy. Well, that's nice. Tommy saying nothing but love and respect, wishing him all the best. Jake Paul looks utterly defeated in the eyes, which of course he is literally and figuratively. And a lot of people are going to come out and talk a lot of shit. Listen, it took balls to do what he did, and I give him respect for that. Oh my God, this is with slow mode on. So proud of me. Thank you, Trolls Almighty. Appreciate you, brother. Look at the size of Tyson Fury. He's in the ring now. The Fury family are going ballistic. From your friends at All Day LA, Burritos. Wow. That was... All right, I'm going to take that out now because it's distracting me listening to the commentary. Hey, listen, you got to give him his due. Give him his due. Jake Paul, What will happen now? What will happen? Will he continue to box? Will he look for easier opposition? The talk of fighting people like Canelo or Carl Froch and people like that is hopefully going to end for a while. And that's why he comes under so much scrutiny and criticism, because he's just talking out of his realm. He's talking out of his ass. Let's be honest. And that rubs people the wrong way. But here's Tommy Fury about to speak to the announcer. Let's see what he says. Tommy's crying tears of joy, Hey, there was a lot of pressure on the man. 23 years old. That's incredible what he did there. All that pressure and still get the win. He says, for the past 2.5 years, boxing has been my life. He had a broke rib. He was denied access to the States. Everyone thought he was running scared. He said, I am Tommy Fury. He's dedicating this fight to his new baby girl. Says he loves you and I can't wait to see you. Thank you, Tinker. Go eat it again, Mike. I will do, Tinker. I'm starving. Let's see what's said here now, because they're asking him about the knockdown. Tommy saying he had a dream and a vision that he'd win this fight. First main event, 23 years old, the world watching, so much pressure, and he did come through. He did come through. He did it in style, to be honest. He looked really good. He's saying it feels so sweet. It's his entire life. He says that it's his destiny and his fate. And good for him. Well done to Tommy Fury. I want to hear Jake Paul, though. I want to hear what he says. If Jake Paul comes out and says that he was robbed by the judges, then his stock falls even higher, in my opinion. If Jake comes out and says the right thing, handles himself with class, I'll give him all the respect in the world. If Jake comes out and says, you know what? Tommy was the better man tonight. I fought a hard fight. He was great. He was better than me. And he's the rightful winner. Then I'll give him so much respect. If he says, nah, that's bullshit, the judges robbed me, then that's weak. It's very weak. All right, now let's have a listen. They're going to talk to Jake, I think. They're saying that Tommy Fury was always in the shadow of his brother Tyson Fury, but not anymore. I mean, you'll always be in the shadow of that guy. You know, number one, the man's 6'9", but he's the greatest heavyweight boxer potentially we've ever seen. So Tommy's still got a long way to reach those kind of high, dizzying heights. However, he did fantastic tonight. All right, Jake Paul now. He's been spoken to by the announcer. He's been asked a question. The analyst just said, that just makes you an effing true fighter on ESPN. Oh, they're bigging him up so much. All respect to Tommy. Fair enough. He said, don't judge me by my wins. Judge me by my losses. I deserve a rematch. Says he doesn't agree with the judges. He's getting booed. The crowd are booing heavily. He said, I've already won in every single way. I've got a beautiful family, amazing friends, great work ethic. I've already won. You just got beat though, bro. You have won in life. Of course you have. You've smashed it out the park. But on this event, this endeavor, this occasion, this fight, you came up short and you lost. And he's saying he doesn't agree with the scorecards. Right. Well, I mean, 3:15. We've been going for a while. And you guys are dipping off now. We've only got 21,000 of you. Only 21,000. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's have a look at the poll. Are you still interested in Jake Paul's boxing? No, he's been exposed. 42%. Jake said it wasn't his best performance. He said he felt flat. Said he's going to come back and get the W. Says he's going to get the rematch. He probably will, because they'll offer a ton of money to Tommy Fury to try and get that. Tommy, of course, will take that. So mark my words, we are going to see this go down once again. So yeah, it's calling him out 100%, saying let's run it back. Well, there it is. I've heard enough now. I've heard enough. The headphones are coming out. Jake Paul going on, wants to run it back, doesn't agree with the scorecards, the crowd are booing, and that was that. Well, that was fun. That was interesting, and thank you all for being here with me. But at some point, I've got to hang up. I've been going here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. You will see a link for merchandise in the chat. Some great designs, great quality shirts. So be sure to click on that link and show your support for the YouTube channel. We do have a membership, and have you subscribed and rung the bell? If not, please do so. I'll be doing some in-depth analysis, a lot of videos this week. We've got the return of John Jones coming back, fighting Cyril Gane. So we've got a massive fight this week in mixed martial arts. So I'll be covering all of that. I've got interviews with Cyril Gane. I've got interviews with Derek Brunson, Dricus Duplessis, and people like that. Not the big man himself, John Jones, unfortunately. He's got a crazy schedule, but I will be doing interviews. I will be doing videos. Watch all them. Click on the link. Get yourself some merch. Show your support. And one last time, thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it. the support on the channel on a Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are in the world. Someone says the merch link doesn't work. Jesus, Anthony Evans. I'm sure it does. Maybe just not for you. Jay looked like garbage. I don't think he looked like garbage, but he looked a little sloppy. That was a good one. It was. Fury getting knocked down from a phantom punch. Let's go, John Jones. Exactly. We got a massive fight this weekend. John Jones, Cyril Gane, and a ridiculous undercard. Shevchenko's on there. Some amazing fights. So I'll be sure to check out all the content that I'm going to put out this week. As I say, got interviews with a lot of the fighters. And that's about it. I'm going to say farewell. I'm going to say goodbye. And I'm going to say thank you one more time. But Anthony Evans and John Brannigan in the background, thanks to those guys. And thank you to you. Because if it wasn't for you, then this channel wouldn't be